We have been treated so well by Sumeru since we got here. Not in terms of emotional damage, because there's been a lot of that, but in terms of like how beautiful this place is and how welcoming the actual nice people are here. And honestly, like, I can't wait to see more. I really can't wait to see more. By the way, my name is Calvin, also known as Orman. This is my first ever playthrough, baby gangsters, of Genshin Impact. That's not the way I do my intro. Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Orman. This is my first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact. We can start off today. I actually have 2 standard wishes. That's just from leveling up characters, to get them to the stand, like to like level them up on the side, I guess, and you get like rewards for leveling up and ascending characters. You never really get much out of this. Like sometimes we get some cool stuff, sometimes we don't. It's never that much of an issue. It's just kind of fun. It's kind of fun to do a few wishes. Even a loss is kind of fun sometimes. Yeah, like I said last time, these are really cool characters for sure. And I don't doubt that, like, for sure I used some of them wrong or didn't know how to use them very well. We're probably going to save our wishes because I have a guaranteed 5-star. And, of course, you have so many characters to level up. I will show you guys as well. We do have a level 60 Scaramouche. He's getting close. He's getting close to where we use him all the time. What we're missing here, we have enough of these. We have almost enough of these. What we're missing is these mushrooms, and I think that to actually get them, they're in an area I haven't really been in yet. I can buy them every 2 days, but I think to actually obtain them or to farm them, I need to like go to a certain place. That's fine. We'll take our time. We're not like rushing anything. There's no problem with that whatsoever. It's actually more fun when you're leveling up characters and you take your time, in my opinion. Because yeah, like you could definitely like use a lot of like resin or stuff like that, things like that to level up characters, I suppose. Not under people's recommendation, of course. But I do like the idea of just like going in, using 200 of my resin every day to level up a character and focus on one character at a time. And it feels so freaking good. It feels so good. Let us go talk to Nilou. I'm actually super excited for this. Music is so good. In Sumeru and in everywhere in Genshin, but like when I said music is so good, it sounds like I was being very general about music in general. Because that is true. Music is good. Nilou, it's nice to see you again, yeah.
Oh, hey there, Traveler in Paimon. Are you here for some shopping too? That's right. Although there were a few hiccups here and there, the Sabzeruz festival turned out to be a grand success.
Sabzeruz is such like a, like when you look at the word at first, it's like, how am I gonna, like, you know, because I'm not very good at pronouncing stuff all the time, but when I look at it first, I'm like, how am I gonna pronounce this? Then you hear someone saying, you're like, oh no, that's exactly how it's spelt. Like, it's actually very easy to pronounce it.
And so, the theater wants to host a celebration event. Do you two want to come? It'll be a really fun time.
Heck yeah.
It's something like a tradition of ours. Whenever we wrap an important performance, we'll get together and unwind.
This is really cool. This is really cool.
Rehearsals are exhausting. If you keep your nose to the grindstone, you're going to wipe yourself out sooner or later.
100%, and it's not going to be fun anymore.
Mr. Zubair, our manager, always says that celebrations aren't just for fun, but that they should also be occasions for reflection and review.
He's very smart.
But no one remembers that once the celebration starts. It's not like he can't also have some fun himself.
True. It's like when people do those like dinners where they're like, oh, let's have a dinner for let's have our like company meeting at a restaurant, and it turns out everyone just like has a meeting for 5 minutes and the rest of it's just like talking and chatting.
We've been to a lot of festivals during our adventures.
Heck yeah.
Will your celebration also have lots of yummy food and drinks?
Paimon's like, here are the requirements, okay?
Of course. We always do lots of eating, toasting, and gift exchanging. We try really hard to show our appreciation for everyone.
Heck yeah.
Ah, so we'll need to bring a present.
Into a gift box you go, Paimon. No, we can't do that. Don't tell me you're planning to freeload. But, okay, actually, this is kind of funnier, I guess, than this. Well, this is funnier, so.
No way! Treat others how you want to be treated, right? Paimon already has a great gift in mind.
She's like, wait, I won't get a gift if I don't give a gift now?
But maybe you could lend Paimon some more of it?
Paimon, whatever my money is your money.
It's fine. No need to stress stress, Paimon. You can come, present or not. The gift exchange is just to make the celebration more entertaining.
We better be sharing our money with Paimon. Like, imagine us just using all our more. Well, I guess we do use all our more and buy nothing for Paimon most often. I'm using it on leveling up artifacts. But, like, you know, she's adventuring too. She helps us out quite a bit. You know, business partners deserve a bit of cash too.
You two being there would be the best gift of all. It'll also be a good time to introduce you to the rest of the theater.
Speaking of since we last met her in the dream, yes, for sure.
Is something up?
A pity Junior can't also be here, yeah.
Yeah, but for now, it's more important for her to rest and recover.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to visit her, but I got turned away at the door. The people there wouldn't listen to a single word I said. All I could do was to leave a letter encouraging her to get some rest and keep her spirits up. She'll be better soon. And then we can celebrate together at the theater. It's all thanks to you and Nilou that we managed to save Dunyarzad.
I just didn't want her to have any regrets. She did help us out a lot. And honestly, like, it doesn't feel like bad ever or like a chore to help good people.
You're way too modest. Just now, I actually felt really self-conscious when Paimon talked about us in the same breath.
Ah, Jesus Christ. You know, we get this a lot though, and I think it's like a common thing in the game where people will like hype us up a lot, and we do love it. Our character loves it, and Paimon loves it too, you know? But people should never feel self-conscious, you know?
Compared to you, I really didn't do much at all.
You broke out of the dream?
Anyway, all that aside, are you thinking about
Here it
coming
comes.
to our event?
Here it comes. Here it comes. There it is. It's so good. Yeah, for sure come to your event.
Paimon thinks it'll be a great time. What do you think, Traveler?
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
All right, then let's head to the theater. Wait, I completely forgot about this pile of stuff.
Oh, we can help out too.
Whoa, did you buy all of this, Nilou? Just one box. The rest were given to me. I really don't know how it came to this much. That's way too many freebies. Many vendors give out samples for free, but Paimon's never seen this much.
That just shows how much she's appreciated.
All I know is that whenever I start chatting with people, my hands would get more and more full until I can't hold everything anymore. This seems to happen every time.
Because you're a sweetheart.
I was planning on making a few trips to bring everything back before continuing on with my shopping, but I don't think I'll have the time. So this isn't even all of it?
Let me help you. Yeah, we'll help. We'll help.
Are you sure? Of course. Carrying stuff is a piece of cake for him, right, Traveler?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry to trouble you like this. I meant to invite you to our celebration, but now you're helping me instead. Well, let's hurry up and grab the last few things, so we can get back to the theater.
There we go. So we actually can help out Nilou a bit with this as well. Really, really cool and striking design. There's something like so interesting about having like, you know, a land full of like pure green most of the time and having characters, you know, with a strikingly like burning red haircut as well. It's actually like, I don't know, like it's something so simple that's not always like intentional, but it still looks so pretty and makes them stand out so well. We do love a good festival in this game too, don't we?
Oh, well if it isn't Nilou.
Greetings, Mr. Jute. Do you still have any food that's ready to go?
Of course I do. I've heard that Zubair Theater is hosting a celebration event, so I reserved some food for you in advance.
Really nice.
Although, it looks like you're gonna need 2 more portions.
3 if you count us. We usually a lot.
Please allow me to introduce them. This is the Traveler, a very experienced adventurer. And this is Paimon, his super reliable guide and helper.
Heck yeah. Give her the props.
No. Paimon is... hold on. She got it completely right.
Yeah.
Look, Traveler, she introduced Paimon correctly.
True, yeah. She introduced you as you are. That's so nice
Don't
from Paimon.
underestimate Nilou. She always remembers every last little detail about everyone, even if it sounds completely
It's
trivial.
probably why she's a good performer.
She's also very brave. Just a little while ago, she saved my precious spices from the jaws of a sumpter beast.
Don't think anything of it. I just help out when I can because everyone else takes such good care of me.
Super nice.
Anyway, sorry to get off topic. We're in a bit of a hurry. Mr. Jute, did you say you didn't reserve enough food?
I was joking. Anyone who runs a business knows to keep some extra stock. After all, orders get changed all the time. Oh, that reminds me. It seems that these friends of yours aren't from here. Have they ever tried any delicious tachin?
What's that?
Ooh, what a fantastic idea!
Nilou's like
Mr.
allowed to
Jute,
clap.
did you bake a batch recently? Tachin is a mixture of rice and meat that's baked into a cake-like shape. Mr. Jute adds special spices into his. Its aroma is just so wonderfully delicious. If you ever see kids crowding all around Mr. Jute's place, you know he's baking up a storm.
But is it really just for the kids? Don't you often follow them in too?
It sounds actually pretty nice.
I just can't help myself.
Yeah, she can have whatever she wants.
We're two peas in a pod. Who doesn't enjoy some good
Exactly,
food?
Paimon. Yes, it's like the most relatable thing in the world.
Wait here. I'll bring some over.
At least one of the most relatable things, I think.
Whoa, what a dish! It's sweet and sour and full of deliciousness! Paimon can't eat it fast enough!
Typical Paimon, and Paimon, you go. You do whatever you need to do.
No matter how many times I eat it, it's still so delicious.
I wouldn't have offered it as a treat if I wasn't confident in the taste. I baked a lot just now, and it's all packaged and ready for you to take back to the theater.
You made so much. Is it really okay to take them all?
It was nothing. Making one serving or 100 servings is all the same to me. If anything, I should be thanking you for helping me clear my inventory.
We should pay you at least.
Don't worry about it. What kind of person would I be if I made you pay for a treat?
A businessman. I mean, I'm appreciative of it, but like, you know.
Make sure you got
Very nice of
everything.
him.
Feel free to come back anytime.
I'm starting to understand how you got so many things. Yeah, everyone has their own way with words, and it's really hard to say no.
Yeah, like, how do you like...
Let's go to the next store.
Because, like, turning down something you have to buy is, like, everyone totally understands it, but, like, turning down a gift can be, like... It'd be very awkward, wouldn't it? Turning down, like, someone's gift.
Nilou,
It's difficult.
Good timing. I have the textiles you ordered. If you took any longer, the sumpter beasts might have gobbled them up.
You and your jokes. Sumpter beasts won't eat those kinds of things, Mr. Afshin.
Yes, Afshin. What the hell? No.
Jude said that some sumpter beasts ate his spices. Were they yours?
Oh, yeah, really sorry about that. Nilou, if it weren't for you, I would have lost half of my profits.
I love Paimon because its food goes straight into accusatory mode.
Trying to pull anything out of a sumpter beast's mouth is like playing a game of tug-of-war.
They're huge. They're absolutely gigantic, and they have like a really strong base.
So they really do eat anything, huh?
At least they work after eating. One thing that Paimon has in common with the sumpter beasts. At least Paimon works. One thing that Paimon has in common. That's like, I feel like out of the two of these, I would say this one here. Because like they do eat anything.
What's that supposed to mean?
Because there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But then again, like also like, you know, Paimon does work. You know, without her, we would have gone crazy by now. And to me, that's work.
Come now. You know, sumpter beasts sometimes eat not because they're hungry, but because they like gnawing on things.
In real life, I never like, you know, I feel like it's definitely different with Paimon and like with that type of like really like joke where it's like, hey, like, you know, hey, you'll eat anything, you know, and then like, but if she jokes back, in real life, I never like to joke about people's like eating habits because like, you know, it's different, especially if like, you know, but I think it's like, you know, they're like so close with each other. But like, I never personally in real life will ever joke about someone's eating habits.
The textiles you ordered are highly durable and woven from the finest thread. So even if a sumpter beast got snacky, it'd still have to chomp on it for a full day.
You've tested this before?
But of course! How else could I be so trustworthy? Well, that one time was an accident. I wouldn't dare experiment with such a precious product.
True. It does sound like some good fabric.
Heck yeah.
Ho ho! Have I piqued your interest? If you want to buy some, now's a good time. Buy 2 bolts and get 20% off.
If you want to get some Paimon, we will get something.
Ooh, that's a pretty good discount. What do you think, Traveler?
Yeah. If you want to, we'll get it.
Mr. Offsheen. You can't use that kind of tactic on her. Look, you've
Oh.
already sucked her in.
Yeah, but I kind of want it. I kind of want it.
Tactic? So you mean everything he just said to Paimon was a lie? I wouldn't go that far. It's just that Mr. Offsheen is really good at spinning stories. A word from him, and you'll find yourself buying things you don't actually need. Mr. Zubair gave me a huge lecture the last time I bought too many things.
Vendors shouldn't use manipulative tactics. Oh, I totally agree, especially on people that like are just like what we are. Like we are basically tourists in this situation, and I feel like it is kind of like very like it depends on the place, of course. Like, you know, if someone's coming in like with more money they can like even count, I feel like that's different, you know what I mean? But if someone's just trying to like, you know, buy some nice stuff and like you're using manipulative tactics, it can be very, very mean. But like most people, like most sales in any shop, whether it be gigantic, you know, like even if it's like a gigantic store, can be very manipulative. You know what I mean? Like there's tactics they use. Like we learned about this all in like home economics. You know, putting the most expensive stuff at eye level and things like this. You know what I mean? And again, it's not like it's evil, but it is like very like directly trying to like change your perspective as you're walking through the store, you know? Putting colorful food at the front of the store, like vegetables and fruits to make things look more like inviting, things like that. Like there are tactics.
Come on, don't look at me like that. All she got was a talking to from Zubair, while I was nearly fed head first to the Sumter beast.
Paimon's in, look, she's in mother mode again. The thumb on the hips.
My philosophy is that stories give value to merchandise. That's why my business started with such a boom.
Okay.
Our Nilou here is an extraordinarily good listener. Back then, she believed anything
Oh, so
I
she was
said.
falling for it.
After a while, I began to feel guilty selling things to her because of how happy she looked. Though she enjoyed the stories and I the Mora, I knew she didn't need to buy that much. Anyway, since then, I've come to realize 2 things. 1, that stories should just be a means instead of an end.
Okay.
And 2, that there's more to business than just selling goods.
All right.
It's okay. We're all friends now. There's no need to dig up the past.
That reminds me. Some of the goods from my latest shipment aren't in the best condition. They're fine for general use, but my customers have high standards, and I don't have the time or resources to find new buyers right now. Nilou, why don't you take them?
Huh? No,
Again, more
I
gifts.
can't do
More
that.
gifts for Nilou.
Just think of it as a favor for me, all right? The theater can use them for props and whatnot. It costs me Mora to store or ship, so I'm just losing money every day continuing to hold on to them.
Even so, let me buy them at market value.
Girl, I think people just want to give you gifts all the time.
Nah, these goods are hard movers. Besides, if I let you pay, wouldn't it mean that I'm just using stories to sell my goods again? Just take them. If you really feel that bad about it, give me some theater tickets later. Oh, yeah, you should also take some while you're at it. Adventurers are always in need of materials, right?
So this does seem like he has turned over like a new leaf when it comes to how he's selling and stuff in his business.
Wow, even we get a share of this?
Hurry and take it. Just looking at it all is giving me a headache. Thanks for the huge
I just love
favor.
that Paimon's like, you know, we were just listening to Nilou like a bit ago, but like if we get free stuff, me and Paimon, we're like all over it all the time. Whether it be food, Mora,
There's still
items.
One more store. Are you all right holding on to that much stuff?
It's okay. We got Eula.
Paimon, why don't you lend a hand? He must be tired.
What's the answer here?
If Paimon were to refuse, would you then think less of Paimon than even a Sumter?
Never. Never. never, 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 never. You don't have to carry anything if you don't want to.
About time, Nilou. Farhad here was snooping around your props.
Kill. Let's execute him.
Please, I was only looking at them to get a better idea of what your new show may be about.
Farhad, is he related to Farquaad?
Wouldn't spoiling yourself just ruin all the fun?
Yeah, please wait for our official performance.
These two look familiar. I think I've seen them before. Ah, weren't they at the Sub-Zerus festival?
We were.
Yeah, and they're coming to today's celebration too.
Oh, the more folks, the
Whoa.
merrier. I was actually just talking to Farhad about also stopping by tonight.
That's a sign of a good voice actor, I feel like. Someone who adds like a little tinge to like the start of their, their line. Oh.
Oh yes, please do. I'm sure Miss Raykar and Miss Nadja would also love to have a chat with the two of you.
Nilou is still allowed to clap.
We even prepared a small gift. Let me show it to you. Ta-da! It's a flower wreath.
This guy sounds like Greed and Ling. Sorry, Ling from Full Alchemist Brotherhood.
I really think we should wear some of these to give the event a more celebratory feel.
Wow, it's beautiful. Did you make it?
It is really nice. Oh my god.
Farhad did most of the work. What a
Farhad, it actually
surprise,
suits you
huh?
very well.
He actually knows a lot about crafts.
That is pretty surprising.
Hey, why can't I have a little side hobby? I worked really hard
You
on
did a
that.
good job.
I know. I watched you make it. I wasn't making fun of you. All right. Why don't you also try some on? We've got some wreaths in your size.
Oh my god. He's so proud of it. It looks so nice. It suits him so much. Can we wear it forever?
They're so pretty. Is there one that
Please have one for Paimon.
Unfortunately, we already gave out all the child-sized ones.
Huh?
I wasn't expecting the theater to invite such a fascinating guest.
Well, I wasn't expecting to have to execute someone today, but that's the way life goes.
Fascinating. Huh. That sounds kind of weird, but Paimon will let it slide.
You are fascinating, in the best way possible. It suits
Well,
Wander
you've
so
got a
much.
lot
Look
of
at him.
stuff there. Let me help you carry some. I'm a porter by trade, so this is what I'm best at.
Can he wear it all the time?
That'd be great.
Look at him. After all this free food and materials, where'd you go to help out? We did get a lot of free stuff.
But we have a pro now. Thanks for the help, Mr.
I love this.
Farhad. But let me make one thing clear first. Don't try to ask about what's in the new show. Otherwise, I may not be able to hold back Mr. Zubair this time.
You're so obvious that even Nilou saw
Yeah, you
right
got owned.
through you.
Yeah, this flower hat's so sweet,
Shut
Farhad.
Fine. It's not like I want to get on his bad side either. Including Hushang's things, though. We'll each need to carry a box if we want to move everything in one trip. Even my strength has its limits.
Okay, so then we're carrying more stuff. You okay, Paimon?
Paimon looks like she doesn't want to, so I'll carry a little
It's okay.
extra. Although I may not appear super strong at first
You shouldn't have to do
glance,
nothing.
I actually do a lot of strength training on the regular.
Well, dancing takes a lot of core strength, in fairness. But, yeah, no, Paimon, don't even have to carry nothing. You don't have to carry anything if you don't want to.
Strength and balance are both really important for a dancer.
Mm-hmm. Incredibly important.
No, let Paimon.
No.
Paimon will help
No, you don't
carry
have to. If you
things.
don't, you look worried, you don't have to carry a thing, okay?
Traveler's right. Paimon shouldn't freeload.
No, I didn't know. I would never say this. Paimon, you don't have to do whatever you want. Oh, Paimon. No, give me the stuff now. Give me the stuff right now.
I can't fly anymore.
No, give me the stuff.
Are you okay, Paimon? Paimon's good to keep going. But Paimon now understands when people say there's no such thing as a free lunch.
No. I'm quitting the game. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't.
Heritage. But the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
I don't want Paimon to feel like she's freeloading at all. Like, Paimon is so valuable to us. And not only that, like, she doesn't have to carry anything if she doesn't want to. She carries us.
Oh, that sure was a lot of
Oh, look
stuff.
at her.
Oh, looking forward to the event later.
Someone get her, like, an orange juice or something. Look at her.
Thank you, Mr. Farhad.
I'm gonna cry.
Thank you, Sumter Man.
Thank you, Paimon.
Whew. Paimon's definitely
You
going
eat
to
as much
give
as you
it all
want.
back later.
All right, I'll leave you all to it.
Farhad. His hands were bigger than, like, my head.
See ya. Good thing we had Mr. Farhad with us, or else that would have taken way longer.
The atmosphere here is very nice, but, I don't want to make sure
Of
Paimon's
course.
okay.
Because everyone's working here together.
I feel sick to my stomach. Just, like, thinking about she'd even be a little bit upset.
We're all like neighbors, so we're always helping each other out. It's easy to forget that everyone's running a business. With this many freebies being thrown at you, you probably don't need to work.
Sweetheart.
I felt so guilty at first, like I always owed someone something. I was always thinking of ways to repay others. Later on, I realized that it's actually like what Mr. Afshin said. By taking the freebies, I was helping everyone out and saving them money. When you order the wrong item or make too much of something, sometimes the best way to maximize the value of those goods is to give them away.
Yeah. I mean, if you've overindulged as well or something, if you have too much, like, giving stuff away is, like, you know, it can be difficult sometimes because, like, especially like if you grew up in a state where you didn't have a lot, it's hard to give stuff away sometimes.
That's why there's no need to stress over the freebies. All of us repay others by helping them when they need it.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. This has become our norm, and no one keeps track of the back and forth anymore. So really, don't worry about it. All right, I have to bring all this to Mr. Zubair and do a little bit of prep. Feel free to hang out here for a bit. It'd be nice if you could also get to know some other people at the theater.
You sure you don't need any help?
Nope. Mr. Zubair's really on top of everything. You two are our guests, so please, just relax and look forward to the celebration.
Heck yeah.
Wow, the atmosphere here is so nice.
It is. Everyone's really, really nice. I think Nilou.
Break and immerse
Yeah,
ourselves
I
in
think
this
Nilou's
world.
fantastic. I think that, like, you know, they have someone who's, like, really, really super kind-hearted here. And I think also, like, it's really good to have a conversation as well about how, you know, how things are given in this game and how we always get a lot of free stuff. We get free food, we get, like, free, you know, free items. We get a lot of love and care, and we're seeing that kind of like in the way they treat oh, you okay, Eula? And the way they treat Nilou. And it's important also to have the conversation of, like, you know, how much is too much, or not only that, but, like, how you should always pay that forward as well, which we always do too, you know, by always helping people out as well. So I think it's really cool.
Hey there. I saw you two helping Nilou move some stuff. Are you two also here for the celebration event?
Mhm.
You got it.
You got it.
My name is Raykar. Nadia and I are this theater's prop engineers. I also help out with some other tasks like housekeeping. The little ones causing a ruckus are my children, Soreen and Abi. I hope they aren't bothering you.
Nah. This is like the best game you could ever play. Who can jump the same height? She's kicking your butt though. You're slowing down every 2 jumps.
They always get really excited every time we hold a celebration event.
They're so lively.
Yes, they are. Everyone here takes great care of them. There's good work here, the pay's always on time, and Nilou and the others will often volunteer to play with the kids.
That sounds ideal.
I'm quite content with this current way of life.
Do you mean your life wasn't nearly as good before?
It's all right. It's all water under the bridge now.
I don't know. I feel like we ask like 1,000,001 inquisitive questions to strangers every single day. Paimon, you can do what you want. we ask so many questions every single day.
My husband and I were both adventurers, but he passed away from an accident. Material struggles can always be overcome, but ever since then, I haven't been able to spend much of my energy on anything else. But I still consider myself lucky. Mr. Zubair has helped me a lot, And the atmosphere here is tolerant and kind.
Awesome.
Sorry for bringing up such sad memories.
Yeah, it can happen, can it? It can happen.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Once the event starts, you'll be able to see for yourself the kind of atmosphere I was talking about.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. Really sweet character as well. Like, again, like, I know, like, I have a big affinity towards Paimon. I'm glad, like, a lot of people in my community do too. Because, like, you know, I will constantly be having, you know, talking about it. And, like, I notice in the edits too, where, like, I'll constantly be like, you know, I want to make sure everyone's treating her nice and she's feeling good and she knows that she's really loved and she's really cared about. And I'll never apologize for that. Ever. You know? Ever. Paimon is the reason we can still keep going. I'm 100% certain that that day that when we found our sister and we will be reunited, I will not even budge on this. That day when we found our sister and we will be reunited was the day that, like, we would have done something crazy or tried to do something crazy or gone off the deep end. If it wasn't for Paimon there, like, trying to calm us down and making sure we got to a safe place. I will stand by that. There's the music now. Go. So good.
Hello.
What? Who are you? You can't just go on the stage as you please.
Relax is so funny. We're here with Nilou. Relax, okay?
I see. Sorry for my overreaction.
It's okay.
I'm just, making a prop. No time for chit-chat.
Hey, do what you do.
Is that embroidery?
No. Well, yes. But not really. It's a prop.
Okay.
It's just, some fabric. An ordinary piece of fabric that we use in a show. Sorry. I really do need to focus and start working on it.
Work away. We won't disturb you then.
What an oddball. Is prop making something to be that jumpy about? Oh well, it's none of our business.
Yeah, Beeswax Not Mine Incorporated. What we might do is have her executed along with Farhad for not making the flower. No. We can't. We can't yet.
Hey there!
Ah, a newcomer.
Sorry, don't even try this. Don't even try this. You are not Victoria Chase. Do not even try this.
Doesn't look too bright.
Three executions in one day.
Hey! Talk about judging a book by its
No, you don't
cover.
even look dumb.
You, on the other hand, you're a special one.
Paimon, if you want to kick this guy in the shins, you can.
How would you describe the concept of art?
Why are you asking that all of a sudden, huh?
Mere curiosity is all. It makes no difference whether you answer or not.
Fair enough, bro. Like, could I ask you a question? When'd you get so rude? Who taught you that? It is a tangible manifestation of human sentiments. It is an expression of our aesthetic ideals. I think it is the top one more than the second one, but like, this is not the bad answer. I always see art as like an expression of, like good art as an expression of someone. Whether it be like, you know, a lot of people go, well, you know, you could, you know, can you really say that like someone, you know, who made Genshin Impact or who created a Genshin Impact, like, is that a reflection of themselves? And the way I would see it is like, while it's like no one can relate fully to being like a, I don't know, no one can fully relate to being Tanari who takes care of a forest and takes care of all these people. You could possibly, though, relate to the idea of having like a lot of responsibility, you know? And I feel like putting that into a story is always like what makes art so good.
So that's what you think,
Paimon, if you want to punch this guy right in the throat.
Unremarkable. Better than an average person's thoughts, but nothing exceptional.
Yeah, no, you're right, Paimon.
Is art a product that we create and bring forth? Or is it a naturally existing resource? I, for one, believe it to be the latter.
Paimon doesn't follow.
I've been staying here for a long time. On occasion, I'd assist them in penning lines of dialogue, but most of my time I just stand back and watch. I prefer to abstain from writing as it spoils the viewing experience. The existence of the theater, of Nilou, and of humanity itself. All of these can be considered as forms of art. It is not some intangible construct beyond the horizon.
Yeah. I can tell you, the theater is art. Nilou is definitely art. Yeah, like I'm not going to disagree with someone's interpretation of art. You know, like I think that happens a lot nowadays for some reason on Twitter. It's always like, why are we even arguing about this? You know, it's like, oh, video games aren't art. And it's like, oh, like that's dumb. That's so dumb to even say that video games aren't art. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just always like to strike up a conversation. So like, really, I don't like to tell people what they think is not art. You know, because like, you know, a table is art. You know, a hoodie is art. Like a mic stand can be art. A guitar can be art. You know, like the way you write, literally, like I've seen people's handwriting, and it's like, man, that looks so beautiful. You know, so it's like, okay, yeah, I would never argue with someone's interpretation. At the same time, it's like, you know, I don't like to think of it like that often. Does that make sense? Where I don't like to like just have to boil everything down to like what it is at its core all the time. Sometimes I just like things to exist. I like to look deeper into things, of course, but like when it comes to the general concepts of something, like what is a story, what is this, what is that, it's like, okay, it is what it is, and it can be in different forms and different types of ways of telling things. And
How does that have anything to do with us?
Paimon said, "What do you gotta do with me?"
Let me ask you this. What do you think is the meaning of art?
It's several things. For me personally, if someone asks me what is the meaning of art, if they ask Calvin what the meaning of art is, for me it's to make people feel something. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. For me, art is to make people feel something. I want people to feel something. If I'm creating a drawing, or if I'm creating a story, or if I'm writing a comic, I want someone to feel something. I want someone to laugh or to cry or to feel happy or something like this.
I suppose that question was a little too difficult for
There's
you.
a difference between difficult and too vague. You know, I think there's a difference.
To chance upon a spark of inspiration. I have been closely observing you, the players on the stage, and those watching in the audience. Art is already all around us.
But you get what I'm saying? It's like,
Who's back?
there's a difference between
It's probably about to start.
like, and again, like I don't care, like, man, like it's that dude is just being very rude. Like I really feel as though when it comes to like very broad, very not vague, broad questions like that, where if you say like, what is art? And like if someone answers in a way, it's just like, I don't know. Like it's not because they're dumb. I feel like it's more just because it's like I genuinely am just like, okay, it's whatever it is to that individual. Like, and to me, it's to make someone feel emotion. That's what art is. Yeah, that's what I feel art is.
Sorry for the wait. Preparations for the celebration are finally done. I'll call everyone over, and then we can start.
I'm excited for this.
Let us give you a hand. Thank you.
Nilou's great.
Maybe we really should have prepared a gift. Then we could also be a part of the exchange.
True.
As it is, all we can do is wait and watch.
But like, we can observe.
Maybe we shouldn't do this after all. I didn't do that great of a job. And who would even like it?
Ah.
Oh, don't think like that. Remember our promise? We're going to give everyone a pleasant surprise. And besides, you've never attended a celebration event
Stop
before,
clapping.
so this will be a great opportunity. Everyone will love you.
Who do you guys think you are? Who do you think you are? No, like I totally feel what Nilou is saying here as well. Like you can music's so good. I can totally get feeling self-conscious over this stuff for sure.
I'm still not really sure about this.
There's nothing to be worried about. Just take a step
it's so
forward
good.
and give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
There aren't any scary people here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just like I've literally only talked to like in this whole place I've talked to like one rude person.
Huh. All right. Maybe this will help. Everyone, over here. Inaya has something
Okay.
great to tell you all.
That could work.
Wait! I've already said that I'm not ready yet. What should I say?
Take it easy and relax. Deep breath, in and out. Once you've taken a long exhale, calmly tell everyone what you want to say. If you don't say anything, then all the hard work we put into embroidery practice would have gone to waste.
Using it as a gift, though? It really isn't that good.
Nah, man, I bet it's beautiful.
So when Inaya was talking about making a prop, she was actually preparing a present.
So that's, yeah, so like, of course, that would make you a little bit nervous and a bit on edge, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it feels like she still doesn't really see herself as part of this community.
Mm-hmm. Which can always be very difficult.
But it looks like Nilou's trying to ease her through. Actually, Inaya had prepared a special present for everyone before the celebration kicked off. Woohoo!
These flower crowns are beautiful.
We're gonna get our first present from Miss Inaya!
Why don't you give your crown to Paimon? That'd be so mean. That'd be so mean.
Pipe down. The louder you all are, the more nervous she'll become.
I think it's helpful. Like, you know, look how supportive they're being.
You've worked on it for so long, so have some confidence. Don't be afraid.
You've got this.
Yeah, you got it. This can be so difficult, especially showing stuff off to a bunch of people, even if there's people you trust.
Is Mr. Zubair here? Sheikh Zubair, this is an urgent notice from the Academia.
Oh, go away.
Or whatever it is must stop at once.
Go home.
What a condescending guy. What's his deal?
Honestly, awful. Like, this whole thing. Stop the
Since
celebration.
Zubair Theater has long violated the Academia's policies and orders, we have decided to demolish it.
This is, by the way, like, this is why, like, I say, like, I can't trust the Academia, right? Like, yes, of course, they're not all evil people, but the issue is with this is that if you know this is happening in the Academia and you still support the Academia, then, like, you're not, you know, you have to, like, think about what you're doing. You have to, right? Like, and here's the thing, I understand it's not everyone. It's not everyone whatsoever. Like, there are people in the Academia, obviously, that aren't bad, like, you know, and even, like, Tanari has, like, ties to it, too. Obviously, not everyone's bad. But I do think that, like, you know, what was really good about the story was having, like, characters, like, be introspective about it. We've already had that, where characters like, okay, like, it actually isn't very good. We've had 2 characters so far do that. I think that's always a really smart way of writing it. So, like, not everyone is, like, implicated in the bad things they do.
As its manager, you must halt all operations and dismiss all staff members within 30 days, after which you will report to the Academia
What?
for further punishment.
Oh, go home.
Why? Why force us to do this all of a sudden?
Little girl, this is not the first time
Oh
you've been issued
my
a warning.
lord.
I didn't hear anything about demolition the last time I asked, and now I suddenly only have 30 days? We have more shows planned, but it's impossible to do anything in just 30 days. How am I supposed to explain this to my customers and staff?
That issue is of no concern
Yeah, I bet it
to
isn't.
me, Mr. Zubair.
Man, it's such a, like, so mean.
You seem to understand the situation quite clearly. Perhaps you can reflect on the reasons why you have failed to prepare for the scenario in advance.
Bro, go back to the Academia and, like, read a book. Read a book on how to be a good person.
Demolition? Why do they want to demolish
That's
this
so
place?
bad.
The Academia has never liked us, and they've never respected our work. To them, what we do is all a waste of time.
Because it is a form of like how to, like, I guess, be like a I want to use the words carefully here because I feel like it is, like, you never want to make a mockery or something else, but it is like how, like, dictatorships sometimes would, you know, they'd use this tactic. I'm not saying this is a dictatorship. I'm saying it's a tactic used by that sometimes. If you want to, like, or even like governments use, not just dictatorship, governments will use it to be like, here's, like, if we control the media, if we control, like, what is said, then we have more control over the people. You know, they don't want people out here making festivals and making plays and dances that are directly related to Lesser Lord Kusanali at all.
This isn't the first time they've come by. They had asked us several times in the past to improve the quality of our performances by only putting on shows they consider to be sufficiently
There you
intellectual.
go. There you go. It's like, hey, you can do these performances, but they have to be our stuff. You can write a book, but it has to be our stuff. You know? You can sing a song, but it has to be our song.
But our audience isn't the academia. It's the people
Exactly.
of the Grand Bazaar.
Exactly. So they want you to feed them the information that they want to give.
If our shows are too difficult to understand or too removed from everyday life, nobody would watch them anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. No one can relate to everyone in the academia.
Changing our content would not only mean turning our backs on our vision, it would also directly lead to the loss of our livelihoods.
Many people will become displaced. That's the thing as well. Like, you have a lot of people who found a place here, who feel at home. We've talked to people who feel like their kids are at home here, would lose their standing here altogether, lose the place they call home.
Yeah, the theater is very important to each and every one of us.
The way they're doing things is so scummy.
Beyond scummy. Beyond scummy. And again, it is like, I feel it's a way to control things. They were trying to, like, it's the same thing with the whole Lesser Lord Kusanali thing. It is a way to control things. And apparently they weren't always this way.
But I also don't know how we can stop them.
I do not wish to explain everything again from the beginning. Time is of the essence, so you should act with haste instead of asking frivolous questions.
But none of us plan to accept this.
That's the thing.
Such an abrupt notice is contrary to established policy.
Ask whoever you will. The answer will remain the same. We have already given you sufficient notice.
Enough!
Oh, you're about to get... Yeah, okay, here we go.
Does your audacity know no limits, Father?
Father!
Huh? Father?
Oh, man.
What's academia? This is all because you don't like Zubair Theater. You're just using the Academia's name to threaten us. Let me tell you, even if you manage to tear down this place, nothing is going to change. You've always been awful. But even I never thought my father would sink this low.
This is always when the shy person speaks up. They always have, like, the most to say.
This is strictly business. It has nothing to do with where you are, what you do, or what you think. I hope you all have not been irrevocably blinded by folly. I will not waste more time on pointless
I hate that stuff, man. That's such like a condescending way of talking to someone. I hope you haven't been blinded by this. You know, that's a way of saying, like, hey, you're stupid if you think different to me.
Wrap everything up and make preparations to shut down at once.
He's one guy. We're a bunch of people. Let's get him. Calvin, you can't do that because you will get arrested. Yeah, I know. Then we could do the festival in jail.
Why is he always like that?
You did a good job signing up for yourself.
This is quite the misfortune, but there's nothing we can do. That's it for today, everyone. Let's clean up. I'll go talk to them again tomorrow. The storms that come out of the blue are always the hardest to deal with.
Uh-huh. That's such like an understatement. That's such an understatement. Beautiful stuff though. Like, actually, like, a beautiful way of, like, you know, using a character that, like, at the start we were like, oh, like, she might be a bit rude, you know? And then, like, you talked and you realize why she was kind of a bit standoffish. She was just very nervous. And then they have them stand up to, like, their father, and you realize, okay, that's why they were so nervous about the first thing they were showing here. Just getting a bit of a cool off here. It's a bit warm. Yeah, like, a really, really cool way of doing this. Like, honestly, like, I'm 100% on the side of the theater group. 100% on the side of it. Imagine trying to demolish this. Because that's what it is, and they did a good job of this, like, having us talk to, like, Rekar and, like, all the people who work here, because, and have people who are really even passionate about the theater and the festivals. Because it's not just a festival, it's people's lives. It's people's lives that are changing.
Sorry. I invited you thinking this was going to be a happy occasion. I didn't know that things would turn out like this.
It's all okay. You could not predict this.
There's no need to apologize, Nilou. No one could have seen this coming. Oh, Paimon just wishes she could have at least gotten to the food.
Yeah, are you hungry?
Is what
You could definitely get something for you.
True? The Academia has already given you many warnings?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. They've always seen us as being meaningless. Knowledge is king in Sumeru, and their pursuit of it leaves no room for the arts.
I think the arts are also knowledge, and they're a really good way of like getting knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I learned like half of my like phrases and like things that as I was growing up, and like information from like shows like King of the Hill and, you know, The Simpsons, even though like it's not a great point of interest, but like I learned about like, you know, like tiny things like how people like rent houses in TV shows and stuff like this. Like, you know, you learn that stuff from art.
But if that's all it is, there's also no reason to go so far as to demolish the theater.
That's the thing. She's actually right, because if they just want him to stop, then it's just like, okay, you can make him stop and then keep the bazaar open and keep all the theater open or whatever, so they can like, you know, still, there's no point to demolish it. So it definitely has something to relate to, like, it's more personal. It's definitely more personal this time around.
After Inaya ran away from home, I brought her here
There you go.
to Zubair Theater.
There you go. That has to stick. That has to stick with him.
She rarely talks about her family. All I know is that she didn't get along with them.
That must stick with him so much.
I never expected it to blow up like this.
If you did nothing wrong, then there's no reason to listen to the academia, right? Who cares? Let's just take him in a fight.
We won't always. That's a good point. We won't always be here.
That's true.
Yeah. We have to leave each place we came to in a better state than when we found it, because we won't always be here.
I'll try to think of something. We can't just let everyone suffer in a perpetual state of fear and uncertainty. What to do?
Can you pretend to shut down, but secretly continue to hold your shows somewhere else? Or we could go through a list of customers and try to see if anyone in there might be willing to help out. That also doesn't sound like it'll work.
Differences can be settled through a debate?
A debate? Huh. Well, scholars do love to use them to solve their problems, but how would that work in this case?
We just need to prove that the theater's existence has value, which is, you know, we could do that.
Oh, if we can prove to Inaya's father that the academia's position doesn't hold water, then they won't have a reason to demolish the
So this is very personal this time around, because I felt like during the Suzeru's festival, it was kind of like a very blanket thing where like the academia just didn't want like Lesser Kusanali being like celebrated. But this case, it's like, yeah, why would they have to demolish it? It's not like they're spreading information about like the god they don't like this time around. So it is very much more personal.
Defeating him in a debate.
Yeah, we'll do it on Twitch or something.
It's a good idea, but which one of us could hope to win against a researcher?
I'm on. Look at us, look at the hips. We can do it. Let's do it.
Huh? Me?
Oh, you, okay. Honestly, that makes more sense. Me and Paimon. You are an idiot. Is this... you got any more points? You? Big idiot.
No. I'm the literal worst at arguments.
Yeah, but you have the most knowledge. That's what makes sense in this.
I can't debate.
You just have to prove that you're right, yeah?
Nilou, you are only so stressed out right now because you care so much about protecting the theater.
This theater holds a special meaning in all of our hearts. It's irreplaceable. But I just don't know. Can I really take on such a huge responsibility?
You'll be fine as long as... Yeah, preparation.
Help too. You'll feel a lot more confident after doing some prep work. Believe in yourself.
Thanks, you two. All right. I've decided. Even though I may fail, I'll do my very best for everyone's sake.
That's our Nilou. We're rooting for you.
Okay. Let's head back and tell everyone what we came up with.
So what do you guys think about the idea of a debate here? Like the idea of like the Paimon had where it's like, hey, do the shows somewhere else is actually like a very common thing where people would like do underground shows. And like if you're told you can't do anything in your culture, we like at one point our children in Ireland that like were our culture was being taken away from us. And one of the best things that like not that one of the best things, but one of those interesting things that you guys might find interesting is the idea of a hedge school where we would literally like teach our children in secret, like, and keep our culture alive through that. And they would literally call it a hedge school because it'd be like hidden in like the bushes and in the hedges and the forests, so, like it'd be like hidden away. So like there is the idea of like, you know, hey, if you're not allowed to express your culture and not allowed to like learn new things, you do it in like a more secretive manner. gather everyone, so we just have to talk to people, I guess? Yeah.
Trying to best the academia in a debate is attempting the impossible. If you really want to try, I won't stop you. It's not like our situation can get any worse.
I don't think it's entirely hopeless. To Sharif, Nilou's approach will come off as naive, but that kind of frankness is exactly what they lack the most. Things might turn out differently from what you expect.
I am in favor of such a romantic feat. No playwright will turn down a compelling underdog story.
Sure, in fiction, but I'm not sure how well that will translate to reality. I'm not saying that I don't support you, Nilou. If you need my help, just say the word.
The music actually is tying in very well here with like all of them like agreeing to help, like, and my sword, and my poetry, and my, you know, caring ability.
Anything is better than just standing aside and watching the theater get demolished.
True.
I'm also pitching in. Let's show the academia that we have some fight in us.
That's such a good way of putting it. Like, anything's better than just standing by.
Thank you, everyone. I feel a lot less nervous with your support.
Not to rain on your parade, but my father is a real hard guy to deal with.
Oh yeah, he was using some tactics there already that people use in debates.
He's erudite, meticulous, demanding, and exceedingly familiar with rigorous logic. It'll be extremely difficult to beat him in a debate.
Yeah, and he also used that thing where it's like, you're not this stupid really, are you?
You all already knew that. But you just didn't want to hurt Nilou's feelings. When all's said and done, aren't you hurting her just the same?
Here's the thing though, this type of talk, we have to keep it in the back burner a bit. I understand what she's doing, because what she's saying is that, like, if we follow through with the debate and she loses, it's going to be even worse. Which I can totally understand that. Where it's like, okay, it's like, hey, like, when someone's like, oh, the worst that a boy can say is no, right? And it's like, no hurts. You know, people are like, hey, the worst they can say is no. It's like, what do you mean? That is terrible. You know what I mean? And it still feels bad. So it's kind of like, hey, yeah, you could like say, hey, go do this, and we're going to be behind you, but the end result might be more hurtful. So I totally get what she's saying.
That's enough, Inaya.
Sorry, I've ruined the mood. I just can't force myself to expect a positive outcome. Nilou shouldn't have to push herself for the sake of an impossible goal.
There is nothing in this world that is impossible. We should know this at this point.
Yeah, it's way too early to give up.
You're right, Inaya. We're up against the academia. Everyone knows that they're very powerful. Being skeptical might actually be the more normal response. But I still want to try. I'm reluctant to just let Zubair Theater go. And it's not just me.
The music fits so well here.
Everyone else here feels the same way. If we're unhappy, we should speak up and let our voices be heard.
Awesome. This is what art is to me, right? Look what they're making us feel.
Say what's on your mind and do it.
This is awesome. This is so cool.
If we fail after that, then at least we won't have any.
She's proving right now she can do this. She's proving it.
I mean, after all, the only thing we can control right now is our choice at this very moment.
Heck yeah.
I understand what you're trying to say. I also have my own intense feelings of anger and regret.
Then, could I trouble you to tell your father about our plan for a debate?
Heck yeah, go on. Oh my god.
You can still get in touch with your family, right?
Yes, I can.
Then, please help us.
This is gonna be so cool.
Request. I've never participated in a debate, and truth be told, I'm still not really confident in myself.
It's okay. It's okay.
But since we've decided on a debate, I'll do my best to prepare for it. I'll gather everyone's thoughts and let them be known to all during the debate. I, by myself, definitely don't have enough wisdom to beat your father. But what about the entire theater combined? Then we should have a chance, right?
Right.
That's right, Miss Nilou.
Yeah.
Beat the bad guy. Justice will prevail.
These kids are awesome.
Make him eat dirt.
Yeah. You tell him.
You two. We aren't getting into a fight.
I can't believe like this. Me and the kids are sharing a brain cell between us. Let's get him.
But thank you for your encouraging words. I'll do my best.
I love that.
Well said back there, Nilou.
I I felt that I might have said a bit too much. Anyway, we better start preparing now. First, let's see what everyone thinks about the situation.
So we have to talk to a bunch of theater members. So let's start with these kids, see what they think. What do you think, kids?
No one is allowed to bully
Oh, that's so
Miss
sweet.
Nilou.
Watch out, Mr. Bad Guy! Pow! Bam!
You know, they make a good point. They make a good point. I thought that was gonna be 1 hour 3. That would be hilarious.
Mr. Zubair, we're trying to put together a list of arguments that might be useful. Any ideas?
Have you tried You're Ugly? Not to Nilou, by the way, to the other guy. That's what you do in a debate. You ugly.
It won't be difficult to explain our position. They're in the wrong, and they know.
Yeah, get him.
I have meticulously managed this theater's affairs for years, and I have abided by every procedure and obtained every permit. I did all of that to protect ourselves if something like this were to occur. I didn't expect them to disregard the rules altogether.
This might have something to do with Inaya?
Yes, I know. But anyone who's staying at the theater is one of us. If I can't even protect the members of the theater from outside pressure, then I have failed in my duty as a manager. In summary, you need sufficient confidence and strict adherence to the rules. At least for now, they don't have the authority to demolish the theater. As long as you double down on that point and force them to concede it, you'll gain an advantage.
What? That there's like no, like they've no, yeah, they no authority. Okay, that's a good, just simple way of putting it.
I've seen many situations like this before. The academia sure likes to get its nose into everyone's business. While you prepare for the debate, I will also prepare the theater for the potential aftermath. It's best to prepare for the worst outcome. Once you're done chatting, do me a favor and tell our customers that we're canceling all
Oh
our
no.
shows.
Do we really have to?
That's so bad.
Right now, no one's in the right frame of mind to perform. I have to consider both our staff and our customers. This is the only way. Nilou, you are incredible. With your talent and youth, you had the least to lose out of all of us. And yet you were still the first to take a stand.
I've never thought about leaving your theater, Mr. Zubair. I truly love this place, and I want to keep dancing here. I also want to keep dancing with everyone else.
Heck yeah. Man, like, that's the thing. It's about their passion, you know?
You're becoming more and more like her.
Her?
Do your best. We'll do all that we can and leave the rest.
I love this. I love that. Like, again, every single story mission in this game is so freaking different.
My teacher. She was an
Oh,
excellent
right, okay.
dancer, but she's retired now. If we have time later, I'd be happy to tell you more about
100%.
her.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
I've gained a whole new level of respect for you. Inaya was right. It's true that I couldn't bear to bring down Nilou. It wasn't out of pity or anything, though. I just felt like I didn't have the right to say anything. After all, Nilou was the one who bravely stepped up and proposed to fight back. I didn't have that kind of courage or initiative. I'd be a terrible person if I spoke badly of Nilou without doing anything to help. She knows better than any of us how difficult this path will be.
Right. We could also just, you know, them, you know? Like a bit, like honestly, like oh my god, everyone's so shy about this. A bit of murder. Look, really quickly. It would end this whole thing. What do you think,
When the
Jogula?
day comes, I'll get my friends and the theater's customers to come and support
That's super
Nilou.
sweet. Thank you.
If anything goes wrong, I'll have them scream and shout and drown out whatever Sharif says. I can't do that? Fine, I'll think of something else.
I didn't expect you all to challenge the academia. That reminded me of my younger years. Back then, I feared nothing and no one, and I was always charging into the most dangerous of places. I can't do things like that anymore, but those were some of the best times of my life.
Sorry. If the theater really ends up getting demolished, then you, Soren, and
That's the
Avi
thing.
will
That's the
all-
thing. It's like the family she is like that has given to her here is like a second family, and they've been so good to her, you know.
It's all right. There's no need to think such heavy thoughts. Even if the building gets demolished, its people will still all be here.
Great way of putting it.
Have faith in the resilience of an adventurer. We can always figure something out.
But won't you have regrets if things just come to an abrupt end? It'd be like when you were forced to stop adventuring.
Ah, so that's what you were worrying about. Relax. I've had a lot of experience with regret. Things are painful at first, but as they say, time heals all wounds.
Or as Trivium says, time will not heal all of your pain. So maybe, you know, two philosophers' thoughts on this, but I actually do think the way she's coming from this is actually a great perspective. It's someone who has like lived a long life of experience, has 2 children, has a whole different perspective in all this, but is still willing to support us, you know?
Look at us now. Serene and Abi are happy. And Serene is also just passed his theater
Serious?
exam. He can start acting soon.
Man, this kid's gonna be a great actor. He's crazy.
He was thrilled because he can soon perform on the same stage as you. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for our past struggles. And would Serene have become a happier person? That's hard to say.
Are you trying to make us feel better?
Yes, but I truly do mean what I say. Being here at the theater has taught me an important lesson. The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it. I can choose to believe that my life ended with my husband's death. Or I can choose to believe that it was a blessing in disguise for Serene and Abi. Similarly, even if this theater disappears, a new beginning might just be around the corner. Good and bad are all human-made concepts. It all depends on how we choose to see things.
You have a point.
Yeah, I think she's a great perspective. A really great perspective.
Nilou, I know how important Zubair Theater is to you.
Like, she's just like a very warming presence as well, right?
But you don't have to be so nervous. We're all here with you. The theater won't go down so easily.
Thank you, Miss Raykar.
No need to thank me. If anything, you inspired me with your bravery. You might have what it takes to become an excellent adventurer.
She's already a first-rate adventurer. She has it in the bag. Yeah.
You're too kind.
Yeah, and you can tell that like this is like the hardest part of the job for Nilou is taking the praise, you know?
All right, I gotta cheer up. I can't waste everyone's words of encouragement.
Another great perspective.
I feel a lot better.
Great. Yeah, no,
Good. My children and I will be cheering you on at the debate.
I do think that's again, just having perspectives like this is so important. And I really love Rick Harris' perspective the most. Just as someone who like has created like a family within a family. You know what I mean? I think it's a really cool way of looking at it. To be honest.
Life gave
We already talked to you. Sorry about that. I just thought because your name was Golden, I was like, okay, let's talk to you. Okay, so who else did we talk? Oh yeah, no, we talked to the juggler. We talked to the kid, so it's you then, right? We gotta talk to Mr. Rude Pants.
Paimon doesn't really want to talk to
Same,
me.
Paimon, same.
So, you've already developed some prejudices against me. And to think, I was just about to put forward a suggestion.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Okay, hold the phone here, Kasadi, right? I don't care what anyone says. If you walk up to, if I walk up to someone for the first time and they're rude to me in the first 2 seconds that I talk to them, and then they're rude for the rest of the conversation, and at the end of the conversation they end up by saying that I'm not bright enough to understand something. If I come around later, I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to that person anymore. That's not like a pre-developed prejudice. You know what I mean? That's a like, you know, it is a prejudice, but it's a way of like, it's actually a very like informed prejudice. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you can't just like be rude.
Paimon will listen to that.
Yeah, listen, you tell us
Although,
tell us
I
your
know
point.
not if you have a new answer to my previous question. Now seems like an appropriate time to revisit it. What do you think is the meaning of art?
Oh, this again?
Paimon, get him.
We probably do need to tackle this question if we want to prove the value of the arts. I don't know how to explain it. But all I know is that when my performance makes the audience
Nilou!
happy, I also become very happy.
This is how I feel.
Does that count as a meaning?
To me it's the meaning for me.
You answered him so seriously. Careful, Nilou. This guy's ramblings never make any sense.
No, no. Nilou's answer far surpasses yours. And it is close to my own.
Close, but not really.
The meaning of art comes not from its creator,
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's true. Yeah.
but from its audience. In other words, only art that can be appreciated by others will impart its essence and value upon the minds of its audience.
No, that's that to me that is what art is. It's how the audience feels about it and like making the audience feel something.
This is something that the academia can never understand. I once pursued the mastery of art, much like how a researcher would chase wisdom and knowledge. However, the more of a connoisseur I became, the less I felt I understood. I began to question what it truly meant for art to be understood at all. I knew that the most sophisticated works are often the least appreciated, and yet somehow that provided me with little solace.
Me with the Yakuza series for years, and now it is one of the most appreciated franchises, you know?
I remained even perplexed about this conundrum until I visited this theater and watched one of Nilou's performances.
It was that life-changing?
It was for us.
Everyone here had a joyous part.
Had a bit of a sneeze there. So let's play his dialogue again.
Everyone here had a joyous part in the overall experience. The actors upon the stage basked in the love of their audience, while those in the house immersed themselves in the wondrous ambiance. In all honesty, from a purely critical point of view, the performances here are exceedingly average.
Hey, don't say something like that.
But what bewildered me was how, despite the performance's middling quality, they captivated their whole audience. They captivated even me.
So it wasn't. Oh god, is the mic still working? I like hit the mic. It's still working. Okay. So it wasn't middling then. From my perspective, that's not middling. You know, from my perspective, if a performance is able to captivate people, and a lot of people say, well, like popularity doesn't mean how good it is, right? But like quality of like the quality of art is always going to be in what a person sees it, and it's always going to be down to an opinion. You know, and a lot of people go, well, no, there's a subjective truth where like, you know, this painting is objectively better than this painting. And for me, like that just like makes the conversation so boring. It's like, to me, like art is so fun because like I can go to see a play one day and be like, this play was incredible. My friend can go, this, I didn't like it at all. But then we go see another play tomorrow and my friend's like, that's amazing. And I'm like, no, I didn't like this at all. To me, like the quality of art being like whatever you feel it is way more interesting than like an objective truth about something being middling. If the audience was really, really into it, then I think like, man, you know, it was really good to them.
I realized then that I had walked the wrong road. The mastery of art was never what I truly wanted. I left the so-called frontiers of artistic research and came to this theater. For this is where I can finally find what I seek. Art will no longer be a castle in the sky. Whether it be inspiring or entertaining, art must be appreciated by others to confer value. If art cannot accomplish that, then it is meaningless.
I don't know. I think we have to have a conversation about this too.
When you put it that way, Mr. Zubair and I refused to follow the Academia's orders to change our shows for a similar reason.
Okay, there we go. We're getting some out of it.
To put it simply, we were afraid that our shows would lose their meaning if people couldn't understand them.
I once stood in the spotlight, but I relinquished fame and acclaim for the freedom I enjoy today. I care not for where my feet may take me next, but Nilou, you need to remember one thing. You already stand upon the finest stage there is, and that is a rare gift that should never be taken for granted. You cannot give it up, not even to the Academia.
I understand. Thank you for your words of encouragement, Mr. Kasani.
Dust the cobwebs away from the eyes of those scholars.
So, what he said,
Seem to care a lot about the theater.
he does. He cares a lot. He does care a lot. He has a lot of
Once you get to
passion.
know him, you'll realize that he's actually a big softy at heart. He'll even help out with furniture repair and painting the stage.
Wow. Paimon didn't think he had that in him at all.
I think you guys know at this stage that I always do accept softies at heart, especially people who are tough on things like this, right? There's just something though that like always like bothers me about like people who are like needlessly like kind of rude when you first meet them. And here's the thing: we can go like, oh yeah, but he's passionate. He's passionate about what he's passionate about. And in the end, the conversation, even though I disagreed with some of the points about like art, I feel like the point in the end was to say that hey, people love this stuff and it means something to them, and that's why it's important. Like I can understand that. So I actually feel like that's actually like a good point to make. Like hey, it's making people feel this way. It's making people feel impassioned. But I like it's just I always struggle to think to myself like hey. Personally, I always struggle to sit here and be like something is only truly, you know, a good work of art if it's fully appreciated, you know? Now, here's the thing, like, cause it's like, I think the argument of like, maybe it's like, hey, using a how do I say this without sounding like, you know, dumb? Shadow of Memories is a good game, is a fantastic game. It's underrated as heck, right? But it's not totally appreciated by everyone. It's appreciated by people that do appreciate it, right? But if that game had no people buying it and no people liked it, and nobody like no one played it, and it would still be a fantastic work of art, you know. Now I do also stand by what I said before in previous episodes that sharing art is a really good thing. So if you are an artist out there and you're like, oh, I'll share my art next year, I'll share my art the year after that. No, share it now. Even if you think it's not very good, you'll get better the more you share it. It's a good motivation.
You're here. Is the theater actually closing?
He's been worried sick for a while now. He wouldn't stop talking the whole way back.
Man, people are passionate about this.
Hey, you too.
What exactly happened? Did someone come down from the academia?
Yes. He told us that we have to shut down the theater within 30 days, and that it's going to be demolished.
What the heck? That came with no warning.
They're messing with us again.
To put a pin in the objective versus subjective conversation, because I know I always get comments about that, here's what I'll say. The thing that you love that you think is objectively good, someone thinks is terrible, and that's just end of. Like, that's just how that thing is. Like, and the thing that I objectively think is bad, that I subjectively think is bad, someone else, and if I said, oh, this is objectively bad, say like, I'm trying to think of any game I don't like, this game is just bad, right? Another person thinks that's the best game ever, you know? Someone will always love something, even if it's terrible. We've seen the most broken games in existence release in the past like 10 years, and still you'll have like avid defenders who loved it, you know? So to me, it's like art is always down to whose eyes are looking at it.
Don't tell me you'll have to listen to him.
Come on. You know the answer to that.
Yeah, it is a direct order from the academia.
There's no need to worry, though. I'm preparing for a public debate with the academia.
This has got me very passionate this whole episode. I think you guys I'm passionate about everything, like emotionally and all this stuff, but I feel like this time it's like a little like a fire in my stomach that's different from every other episode, where I feel kind of like I'm fighting in this debate too, you know?
If I win, we might be able to overturn things and change their minds.
Because I do believe in the arts, like Nilou is saying here.
Really?
I do believe in the arts
That's
and how they
terrific.
express things to people.
You have my full support.
I love how
What
supportive
about
everyone's
that?
being too.
Mine too. So what was their excuse anyway? They still not a fan of the theater's programs?
Yeah, something like that.
Good thing they have the power to make rash decisions about things they don't even understand, huh?
Yeah, they need to touch more grass, not books.
Get him.
Exactly. They want to look
This
down
is so
on
cool.
us.
The music fits all the time
We'll
for
look
this.
down on them first.
Yeah, get him.
Don't worry. Everyone here has your back.
This is so neat.
The Academia's recklessness won't get them any praise.
I love this. I love, again, like, I love how, like, supportive everyone's being. I love how they're showing how passionate everyone is.
Right. They might think that some forms of knowledge are more valuable than others, but everyone can equally appreciate
Exactly. 100%. Art is, like, so universal in different forms, you know?
If they don't believe that, send them my way. I got them beat on this subject.
Maybe you can prepare some questions on the details of dance performance to make things harder for them at the debate.
Sounds like a good idea. Maybe that's something I should do.
Ignore him. He's joking. Just do things your way. No matter what, we will always support you.
Thank you all so much. Your understanding and support make me feel a lot better.
There are always more solutions than problems. If you need help during the debate, just shout and the entire Grand Bazaar
The
will be at your
entire
beck
Grand
and call.
Bazaar. And I feel it too. I definitely feel it.
Gotta show them who has the people's support.
I feel like the pieces are starting to fall into place. Let's head back to the theater and organize our thoughts.
This is going to be interesting. We haven't done anything like this in the game so far.
Inaya should also be back soon.
We haven't done anything in the game so far. I'm so like passionate about like this thing. Not the idea of a debate, because I really feel like, you know, the debates we know nowadays are online, and it's like they never actually lead to any change. You know, people come in with their ideals and they leave with their ideals, right? It's very rare when people change their ideals after a debate. But the reason I'm passionate about it is because, like, I genuinely believe in what Nilou is saying. Even, like, what characters I'm not a big fan of, like, are saying, like, you know, what is his name, Kasani over here? Like, I believe that they're showing a true reflection of what art is, whether it be people caring about it, like, history, or people caring about knowledge that comes from art, or, like, family that you're able to make in, like, a theater group or, like, different forms of art. I really feel like they're doing a really good job of this. Really good job.
Abby, have you seen Miss Inaya?
No, Miss Nilou. Miss Inaya isn't back yet.
These kids are crazy. I love them. They're just like, they stop and go like, woohoo, and they just like leave.
Wasn't she just passing on a message? Does she really need this much time?
Yeah, she could have started arguing again.
Oh no. Traveler, Paimon, I think I messed up
What
big
happened?
time. What if Inaya never planned to come back?
Oh wait, is she saying that like she went there? Because I was thinking that too. Like, does the father just want her back?
What?
Please explain. Yeah, please explain.
It's just a gut feeling, but knowing her, she probably feels
Yeah.
like she's completely responsible
Yeah.
for what happened. She probably thinks that all of this happened because she was staying here.
Oh, right. As soon as her father showed up, she said that her father was targeting her. So she's felt like that this whole time.
She has a long-standing conflict with her father. That's why she ran away from home. She doesn't think that we can win the debate, and she doesn't want to implicate us. So she thought leaving was the best thing to do.
So even after we decided to go for the debate, she still couldn't bring herself to support it. See, that's the thing. It's like she's not worried. She's not thinking we can't. Like, she's not. It's a little bit of doubt in us, but like it's not a mean doubt. What she's saying, like what she feels is like her father is too demanding, and she understands her father. Her father is too like good at this debating, and he's so good at shutting people down that she felt the best way to do this was to like go back to her. And I didn't want to like say it later because it's something you think in your head, but like we wouldn't be mean enough to ever like say like, hey, why don't she just go back to her frickin' whatever, you know? Because you can understand from her perspective why she would do that, but I feel like the purpose of this whole story is to show us that everyone who is here in this theater group is like a family.
And then she just quietly left afterward.
No one should bear all the blame.
Exactly. She's being too pessimistic. How will you know if you don't try? Anyway, first things first. We have to get her back.
Let's go.
But where should we start? Sumeru is huge.
I think I might know. Let's start by looking outside the city.
Wow, outside the city.
Before I brought her to Zubair Theater, she was staying at a remote campsite. She got a fever from drinking unclean water, so I carried her back. If she has nowhere else to go after leaving the theater, she might go back and strike out on her own again.
Let's go.
Then let's go take a look.
Yes,
let's hurry.
So yeah, this is like such like a to me, like, you know, you can boil down Genshin stories into a lot of things, right? You can boil them down into like you know, everyone's interpretation and everyone's feelings on these stories, right? That's just how cool Genshin is. That's how cool Genshin is always is to me. To me, like, this is like a story of like being not only just being passionate, because passionate about art, that's like when you dig deep into it as well. But I really feel like this is like a little family. Like, these people involved in the story are like a little family to me. Right outside of Amara Village, okay. They are like a little family to me. They interest me so much because of like everything they have done for each other. They have a oh, look how pretty this boat is with all these lily pads. They have a character there that is incredibly rude, but as they said, we still care about him because he still has his own passion, his own passions, and also he cares about us and he helps out us as well. I really do feel like it is like a little tight little group that will support each other so much. And, you know, there's nobody who's selfish in that group either. That's the thing. There's nobody who's actually selfish. And I think that's an important way to look at it too. Because this is like the opposite of selfish. Yeah, she has her doubts. Look how pretty Sumeru is. She has her doubts about like how we can achieve this and how good we can be in this debate. But the doubt comes more from like her fear of her father. And her fear of how her father acts and her fear of how mean her father can be. It's less to me about like, F you guys. You know, you can't do this. And more about like, I don't want them to have to do this. I don't want them to have to do this. You know what I mean? This is such a beautiful place. I know I can like fast travel there, guys. I know I can. But like sometimes I like to walk around Sumeru. Like especially when it's a new area. I love walking around places too. Like this is just an unbelievably gorgeous area. And like, even at night, like it's getting dark as well. It feels super hot as well. Hello, it's me. It's Eula. How are you?
Beg for mercy.
Actually, a Eula combo with our boy Zing Show when it comes to these like fungal spores. I'm just trying to get some fungal spores. I feel like that's actually a good combo for those fungus guys when we're trying to level up Kave at one point.
More speed.
Nice little camp.
But we can't confirm if it was Inaya or not.
Yeah, someone could have just used... That's smart, Paimon, yeah?
Let's take a look around
Yep.
first.
Oh. Oh my god. Okay, I know how that's so pretty, but like...
Did you hear that?
Is it Anaya?
I heard it too. Let's investigate.
That was such a pretty shot. Oh my god, they give us a time limit for the target? To find her?
It sounds like we're getting closer. The voice is coming
This
from
way.
over there.
This way.
Yes, we're almost there.
Holy hell. Oh, we're Nilou. Is that a bear? Wait, we just went in the opposite direction. I was like so hell-bent to go into this tree. What is that? What is it? Oh no, it's like one of those maybe tigers or something?
Stay back!
It is. Bah!
She's being attacked by wild animals.
They're frozen. They can't hurt you anymore.
Scared! We're coming to help!
I hope she sees now that this is like 110%, you know, a love for her.
This dance is for you.
This dance is for you before killing someone is something is very funny. Oh, you still alive? Oh, there's more. I was like, okay.
Rack and ruin.
Rack and ruin. Am I right, guys?
Shadow Raven, let night fall. No, my sword.
Little rack and ruin. Yeah, Eula's still very good, isn't she? Still such a very powerful character. You okay, girl?
Thank you. There weren't so many big animals in this area before. They chased after me for a long time. Sorry. I'm causing trouble for you again.
See, this is how she feels. She feels as though like it's not like she feels like she's not really she's more of a trouble for the group when that's not the case whatsoever.
Why did you leave by yourself? You really don't think we have a chance at winning the debate?
No. I just thought it would take too much effort.
Okay.
Everything happened because of me. If I'm gone, then the situation will resolve
Yeah, this is what we
itself.
thought she was thinking as well, but like it's like this whole thing of like this is a pure family, you know what I mean? Everyone is trying so hard.
Yeah, everyone's working together towards a happier ending. No one should be singled out for blame.
Yeah.
It's all right if it's me. As long as the theater won't get demolished. You guys are the kindest
Oh,
people
man.
I've ever met. You shouldn't suffer so much because of me.
Listen to me, Inaya. Even if you were the reason that all of this happened, no one would blame you. Mr. Zubair said that you're one of us, so that means we will protect you. No matter what happens, we'll stand as one.
Nilou, there will always be a victim. Whether it's me or the theater. You can't eat your cake and have it too.
Who says we can't?
You can't win a debate against the academia. Especially since your opponent will be my father.
Why are you so sure of this?
My father is an extremely demanding man. He's always wanted me to become an exceptional researcher and his academic successor. I tried my best to meet his expectations and did everything I could. But he still wasn't satisfied. Or rather, he had just never been satisfied with me.
Now it totally makes sense to me why at the start of the story they did a subtle thing with like with Paimon, where like, you know, she was feeling like, oh, I have to pull my weight as well, right? Like there's like that subtle thing of like, you know, even though it's not the same thing, right? But like again, they're really good at doing that where like they relate a smaller thing that isn't exactly the same, but has some like connotations of the same things. Man, that's actually rough to feel that about your father.
I'm no genius. But whenever he berated me, it was always as if he was asking me, why aren't you a genius?
That's the way he asked. He posed the question to the crowd. You better not be stupid enough to be believing this.
Yeah, like I'd know.
Oh no, don't see it like that. Again, also there's different types of intelligence, right? There's different types of intelligence. That's what always sickens me when like, you know, like there's the idea of like, oh, book smart, right? That's book smart, street smart. There's so many different types of intelligence. Here's the thing, 100%, like when I talk about like again, I know this is such a bad example. When I talk about Tekken and I know the story of Tekken inside and out, right? Yeah, come at me with your mathematics. Let's have a debate about Tekken, you know? Like I'm just like I just feel really bad for her, man. This is not a good feeling to have.
So that's
especially
why
from
you
your
ran
own
away
dad.
from home?
At first, I thought the father would slowly come to terms with reality. But he just wouldn't stop berating me.
Yeah, usually if there's no clean break, things tend to like fester even more.
For one exam, I earned the 3rd highest score.
That's so good.
I thought that all my hard work had finally paid off.
Oh no, this is gonna
that
kill
I could
me.
finally make father feel some modicum of
This is
joy.
gonna kill me.
I even used the embroidery skills I learned at school to make a commemorative gift for him.
No.
I thought, even this daughter.
Oh my
can make her father
god.
happy sometimes, right?
The fact that you feel this way is so sad.
I see. When we were embroidering your gift before, I didn't feel like you were new at it.
Yeah. Sorry for not bringing it up. These are not pleasant memories.
Of course they're
for me.
not. This is not a like a small thing. It may seem like small to some people, but it's actually like a pretty big deal.
I was tired of him yelling at me every day. All I wanted was to see him smile at me.
Holy hell.
But he was more angry than ever before once I'd given him my embroidery and told him my score. He flung my present to the side.
Oh my freaking god. Oh my dear lord. I am seeing red right now.
You think you should be proud of 3rd place? Reflect on why you weren't first.
Oh my... This poor girl.
I forgot how long I'd cried for. I only remember my parents arguing. My mother also thought he went overboard. They argued for such a long time. My father eventually stormed out and slammed the door behind him. I didn't get a single sentence of apology.
Dirt.
Or any
Dirt.
words of comfort.
Dirt.
I've completely given up. We're destined to never understand each other.
Yeah, but the understanding part of it, like, just being completely honest with you, girl, doesn't have to always come from the child's perspective. You know, yes, it is difficult and sometimes parents go through a lot of stuff, but in this perspective here, you have made an effort to try and meet him halfway. Getting to third place is your effort. That's your effort. You tried to meet this man halfway.
How horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. You tried to meet him halfway.
I don't think you can beat him in a debate. Because he doesn't even understand what kind of place a theater is. He can never understand the relationship performers have with their audience. His life is devoid of camaraderie or friendship.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Like, someone who doesn't like have like good times with friends or stuff like this doesn't understand when they watch a movie about or play about like friendship or love.
He just wants everything to happen according to his wishes. As if the world revolves around him.
Holy Christ.
What we cherish, our little place in this world, means nothing to him.
That's such a good line. The idea of like what like everyone has their own tiny place in this world and what everyone cherishes is different, right?
It sounds like your past has had a huge impact on you.
This poor she has gone through so much.
I understand now, Inaya. But when we were preparing for the debate, I heard something quite wise. Maybe it'll help you.
Whoa! I didn't think we'd use this again.
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
So it's everyone's opinion.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. Everything checks out. Everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherently superior.
This one?
No. There should be something else
Then
that's more
this-
relevant. No.
No?
No.
Okay. Okay, guys, can I just say I am awful at these. I am so awful because to me it's like, okay, I thought this one would be the most
Everyone is
relevant.
free to appreciate art.
But I guess if we're talking about
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret
okay, I can
it.
get that. Okay, I guess I'm just like this is the last one I chose though. I can totally get why we would pick this one, because I guess it's kind of saying like, you know, how do you interpret your experience in life? How do you see yourself in life? The things you've gone through is always a matter of perspective sometimes. Okay, I can see that. Okay, I'm just not very good at these guys. I'm terrible at these things.
Miss Raykar has gone through a lot in her life, but she told us that she's very
That's fair, yeah.
happy to live at the theater now. Although she ran into misfortune, it led her down a new path in life. She sees that as a blessing. She told me that the most important thing about an experience
Actually,
is how you
yeah,
choose
because
to
she
interpret
lost. She stopped being an adventurer, just like you stopped being kind of like a part of your father's life and came to here and found a new family.
Interpret it?
I can sympathize with your unhappiness at home, but after you ran away, you ended up at the theater and became one of us.
Heck yeah.
Those unhappy experiences allowed you to really cherish your bonds with everyone, and also gave you the opportunity to become friends with
Heck
us.
yeah.
Don't let your past suffering keep you from the new life that you've worked so hard to find.
Oh.
Let the past stay in the past.
You don't have to be so hard on yourself. This is your. I think this is your new beginning. Is a great way of putting it. I love that the sunlight came out as soon as you said that as well.
When I ran away from home, I swore that I would leave my family conflicts behind. But you're right. All I'm doing now is falling right
And that's
back
understandable. It
into
happens.
Maybe you'll disappoint him, but that doesn't matter. You have a new future waiting for you. Don't let go of the answer you've worked so hard to find.
That's right. If we put our heads together, there's bound to be a way.
You're right. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not trying to meet his expectations. So why should I give up because of him?
Exactly. 100%. Your new life is going to be so much fun and it's full of so much passion and a new family.
I can't afford to lose anything more. We have to win.
That's it.
The debate
Let's
will not
go.
only protect Zubair Theater, but also allow me to settle things with Father.
Closure. Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
Let's go. I'll tell my father about the debate. I know him very well. Even if he looks down on us, I know how to make him accept.
See if he'll accept a duel as well.
All right, let's go.
That's really great. That's a really cool, like, way of looking things here. Really, really in love with that. Well, we walked a lot. No, I just think that's such a great way of, like, having a perspective here on, oh, geez, we're here already. On like your life and all this. And again, what happened here is something that's happened to us several times with Paimon. Let's just be honest here. How many times that we were so down in the dumps, and then Paimon's like, hey, like, don't think of it this way. Think of it this way. Try to do this, and then we can do that. You know, eventually we'll be able to do this, eventually do this. You know, it's like not everything's all doom and gloom. And we met so many people along the way who have changed our perspective on things too.
Well, I'm off to meet with him. Please wait here for me.
No problem. We'll wait right here.
Okay.
The last time we were here,
Looking forward
yeah.
to your good news.
Dotary comes out. He's like, are you still here? I didn't prepare the entrance this time. That terrified me, man. I was so scared.
That should be everything. The only thing left to do now is to wait until the debate. I'm not sure why, but I'm getting nervous again.
Completely normal.
You were great, Nilou. Your words won over Inaya.
Honestly, that's like, I always see like with performers and anything else, and I've heard that throughout the years, like before I used to perform in plays, before I performed in my first play on a big stage, I remember that, you know, one of the people that was more experienced like pulled me outside and said, listen, she said, if you're not nervous, I'd be worried. The people who aren't nervous, I'm more worried about them. It's okay to be nervous because that means there's something that you actually care about. It's something that you actually care about doing well in, you know?
Talk like that during the debate, and you get an easy
She did such a
win.
good job, yeah? Really, really passionate.
Thanks for that, Paimon. But I still feel like it'll be an uphill battle. I need to be calmer, cooler, and more collected.
And a lot of people are rooting for us.
Yeah. I'm acting as everyone's representative, so I'll need to act brave, even if I won't feel like it.
There's still one problem left unsolved.
Huh? What's left?
The theater's existence. Is it only for art and performance?
Huh? What a strange question. Isn't a theater just a theater?
But we've seen here it's a family.
Anything else?
It's an exploration of like human existence for some people there. It's a family for some people. It's a place to like express oneself. It's a place to find a new beginning.
Wait. You're not asking what the theater does, but what it is.
Heck yeah.
Let me think. How can I put this?
Okay, let's get this right this time. We will get this right this time.
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. Everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherently superior. Inaya really wants to win. She doesn't want to lose anything else because of her painful past.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Oh.
Huh? Got
Okay.
it.
It's actually just the one answer that just spells it out.
When we were trying to find a way to save the theater, we heard many stories not of the theater, but of the people whose lives have been touched by it. Zubair Theater is our reason for coming together. It connects us all in unique ways. In other words, it's like a bond.
A bond?
The theater provides money for Miss Raykar and her children, inspiration for Mr. Kasani, and enjoyment for the people of the Great Bazaar. It also gives Inaya shelter from her family. It has brought us together after taking care of every single one of us. And its story won't end here. In the future, many more people will come to the theater and receive its blessing, and we'll all be there for them. Our warm, welcoming community will show them the same kindness we were shown in the past. Aside from the delivery of performances, isn't this another reason for Zubair Theater's continued existence?
Yeah, that makes sense. We definitely felt that warmth during the preparations for the event. But Paimon doesn't see how this will help in the debate.
Inaya said her father doesn't care for interpersonal relationships.
Oh, gotcha! No matter how strong an opponent is, they'll have to go on the defensive if pressed on a weak point.
I feel like that's another prong in our attack. Thank you so much.
Paimon also feels a lot more relieved. Let's show him what we got!
Sorry for the wait.
No worries.
I'm back.
No worries whatsoever. You did a good job if you came back that quick.
Things went a lot more smoothly than I expected. It didn't take long for him to accept the debate. And is set for 2 days from now.
Wow.
Why are you all smiling so much? Did something good happen?
Man, we had a very deep conversation.
We realized that your dad might not be as scary as we had thought.
Here we go.
We just finished our prep. Rest easy. It will all turn out well. We have to win. No, we will win, Inaya.
Great. Again, great perspectives always.
Fingers crossed.
Man, this is so cool. Again, it's so different from anything we've done in the game so far. Like, just the idea of a debate happening. An actual debate.
Everything is ready. The only thing left is to wait until the day after tomorrow.
I hope I'll actually be able to get some sleep over the next 2 nights.
Man, I used to have like serious trouble sleeping sometimes. And then like, you know what happens? Like when you do, wait, what time do you have to wait to, just to be sure? We have to wait from 3 o'clock 2 days later. Okay. I remember like what, and I said before, I have no problem saying it, because I think I've talked to people about this before, and a lot of people said like, oh, that does help. That does work. My friend who's like a therapist was even like, oh my God, this is something like I actually tell, like, because I learned it from someone else as well. I didn't come up with it. But if you're having like a lot of thoughts racing in your head, where you're nervous about like an exam or something like this, the best way to like fall asleep is to sit there, and you may feel like you're a weirdo, is to talk to the thoughts in your head for a minute, right? Go to this, say your thoughts in your head are like, oh, I'm gonna fail this exam. Oh, is this person gonna be angry with me?
We did a lot of preparations with Nilou. Hopefully they were helpful.
It's like all these different like ways of looking at it, right? You go to your thoughts and you say, hey thoughts, I acknowledge that you were here. I acknowledge that like you are thoughts and you were in my head. But I will deal with you tomorrow. I know it sounds so weird. But like when I started doing that, after another YouTuber said it, it worked out. I was like, oh my God, this is so good, you know? Because like, you know, especially when like exams were coming up and stuff like that, like back in college, it was so hard. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, look at this. The whole crowd is here too. It was so difficult to actually like, you know, get to sleep sometimes.
Hello and welcome everyone. I am Safwan, a scholar from the academia, and I will serve as this debate's adjudicator.
Boo! No, sorry.
I swear to judge both parties with the utmost wisdom and impartiality. I will neither interfere with the proceedings nor demonstrate bias.
Go Nilou! Go Nilou!
I ask for both parties to stand. May the Dendro Archon also serve as a witness to this duel of wits.
She's indisposed.
Since you so desperately demand an explanation, I will expound on the Academia's stance. You may have misunderstood us from the outset and believe that the Academia is prejudiced against you. However, the truth is that the Academia wishes for every resident of Sumeru to be afforded opportunities to grow and cultivate their wisdom. Therefore, the works they consume should also possess enlightening qualities and intellectual value.
Oh no. Oh no. Sometimes like you can totally feel this way, right? Where it's like I have to watch like something really intelligent or else I'm just not getting anything out of it. But man, sometimes I just want to watch like a freaking like, you know, a cartoon romp about like a little mouse or something. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to watch Stuart Little, the greatest movie of all time.
We have failed to identify these qualities in the shows performed at Zubair Theater. In other words, instead of struggling against the academia in pointless confrontations, if you had spent your time reflecting on improving the quality of your shows and enlightening your audience, Zubair Theater would not be today facing such a tragic fate.
Aggressive from the get-go. He's really putting on the pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
Can Nilou stand her ground?
She can, of course she can.
Calm down, Nilou. First, carefully analyze what he said.
Am I gonna have to do this?
He said that we were shut down not because the academia looks down on the arts, but rather because our shows aren't up to their standards. However...
Oh lord. Oh lord. Yes, we know Kasani.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Right? Right?
Don't think that would
No?
make for a good rebuttal.
Oh.
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
This?
Don't
Okay,
think
okay, I thought like we were saying like, hey, you have to
the
interpret
theater carries everyone's feelings and serves as the bond that connects us all.
this?
Don't
What?
think that would make
I
for
thought
a
they'd
good
all be good
rebuttal.
rebuttals. Okay.
Hinaya really wants to win.
Okay, that's not it.
Everyone is free to appreciate art.
There it is. Okay.
No form of art
The
is
I would have gotten that.
superior.
This is one of those times I actually would have gotten it first try but I just thought that like Kazani talking about like how he interprets art and how other people interpret art was the right one. That's just me being dumb. This is
In
obviously the right
yours,
one.
Our shows can't meet the academia's expectations. Shouldn't it be the audience who decides if a show is intellectual or enlightening? Why is someone from the academia judging that?
Get him! Get him!
Also, I believe that there is no such thing as a wiser or more enlightening performance.
Oh my god, get him!
Art doesn't discriminate, and it appeals to all.
Paimon
Everyone
cheering,
has the
look.
right to appreciate art.
Appreciation is but a primitive form of satisfaction. Guidance and enlightenment are necessary if we are to induce growth in the performers as well as the audience. This stance holds performers to a higher standard and encourages the development of the arts. If all performances are simple-minded, require little effort to comprehend, and lack any impetus for the betterment of society, then the people will not be able to develop a greater level of artistic understanding.
Says you.
Nurturing the populace's understanding requires a long and arduous process, and guiding this process is the academia's true goal.
He changed the topic without patting an eye.
Yeah, he did a very good job there, actually. In terms of like
Good thing I
debating skills, he like changed as soon as he got some pressure. Actually, very smart.
If I remember correctly, what I should say here is...
So, okay. Now is it this one?
Art must first be appreciated by others
No,
to
maybe
confer
not.
value.
Because he said appreciation isn't...
Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
This?
No.
Oh my god, I'm so bad at this.
Everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherent. The theater carries everyone's feeling.
No? Which one is? Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. I thought most of these would be very good for this.
Hinaya really wants to win.
Not this.
Everyone is free to... Mr. Zubair has...
Art must first be appreciated.
Okay.
Someone
Actually,
at our theater has tried that before. He was a famed artist, but he recognized
that's true.
that
I'm just
very
so
few
bad at those
people could
choices, man. I'm
connect with
so
his
terrible
works.
at them.
I agree that art should be enlightening, but we can't pursue that goal by creating complicated works. If a work can't tap into an audience's personal experiences or feelings, then its contents may as well be a castle in the sky.
Oh, she used his quote.
What's the point of performing a show that its audience can't even follow?
Bro, you happy? She used your quote.
That would only be forcing people to watch something they don't like.
You can only reach that conclusion from a place of ignorance.
In that case,
Before passing judgment, you should first become a better dancer than me.
That is a cold line.
You tell them, Nilou.
Yeah, you tell him.
Looks like he's backed himself into a corner.
See that? Just like, hey, you become a better dancer then.
As the party holding the burden of proof, Sharif has failed to provide sufficient support for his judgment of the quality of his programs. Likewise, the definition that Nilou put forth is but her personal opinion. Neither party is the victor for this particular point of contention.
They're both opinions then.
Additionally, I must request that both parties exercise greater control on their emotions.
Keep it up, Nilou!
Yeah, look at that!
In that case, I shall speak of more concrete matters. The essence of this issue is that you have violated the law, so you must now pay the price for your transgression. This course of action is also completely procedurally sound. We have already contacted Zubair Theater multiple times regarding the theater's repertoire. However, you have consciously ignored our warnings, or perhaps your compliance was purely superficial. Regardless, that failure has indirectly led to the present day's proceedings.
That is indeed so, according to the laws decreed by the Academia.
Take your laws and shove them.
He started talking about procedural stuff, so I need to focus on...
This guy.
Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater.
Yeah!
Mr. Zubair has already provided signed copies of all documentation related to our operations. Everything is perfectly filled out and valid.
Yeah, buddy. Now become a better dancer. You idiot.
Although the theater's
Look at this
performances
shop.
don't align with the Academia's requests, the law doesn't say that Zubair Theater can be demolished only because of that reason.
There we go.
Demolition notices need to be provided in writing and made available to the public. Otherwise, the theater can continue to operate as long as its license is valid.
I would say checkmate, arrest him, execute him.
Failing to follow these rules makes your stance procedurally unsound.
Ooh, the deeper tone as well. Yeah, there's the crazy kids.
That's right!
There are different ways to
Oh, he's
apply
been
the
shaky.
rules. There is precedent for this. So long as this matter is discussed within the Academia, this course of action will come to pass.
Looking at the past 27 cases of similar nature, 90% of them support Sharif's claim and
Okay, so then
position.
they're breaking the law.
However, the demolition process in those cases was only started after discussion at the Academia. In other words, premature notice of demolition is indeed a
Yeah,
rash act.
they're just doing it because they can.
That's more than enough. We've proven that the order is unreasonable as it currently stands.
Get him, Nilou.
Cease your futile resistance.
You cease your futile resistance.
Nilou's definitely won this point, right?
He'll bite back. Yeah, we can't let her down her
You're
guard.
right. Stay focused,
Come on, Nilou.
Even if permission for demolition has yet to be obtained, it is a fact that your performances violated the Academia's policies on numerous occasions.
Your stinky face violated the world.
Based on that fact, we can permanently revoke your right to perform in Sumeru.
Under the current system, it is indeed possible to immediately revoke Zubair Theater's performing rights.
That's a thing?
That is crazy.
Rather than protecting Zubair Theater, I surmise that your true intention is to maintain your hold over your audience and their patronage as your source of income.
What's your source of income? Being a goddamn... I can't use swear words.
Without them, Zubair Theater is nothing more than an empty building. And without its performances, the theater has nothing else of value.
What you said isn't true at all.
The little sound effect they're doing here.
Keep it cool.
They're actually doing good with the shots going back and forth. He's intentionally provoking you. He's trying to get a reaction.
Right. I need to keep calm.
Yep.
But he just a little more. Zubair Theater isn't just a performance venue.
Yes. What the mother said. No. Okay.
Zubair...
Okay.
The theater carries everyone's feeling.
Yep. Okay. I thought they both could have
Zubair
worked there,
Theater
but okay.
Isn't simply a performance venue to us. It means more than that. It's been our home for a long
Exactly.
time. Miss Raykar can't go on adventures anymore, but she has found a stable career and a new
Little
life
wave.
at the theater. Her son, Soren, has already passed his theater exam, and he'll soon be our newest member.
I honestly think if you give these kids like free reign to do whatever they want, they would have this sorted in 2 seconds.
Mr. Kasani found a new way to look at art. He decided to stay at the theater to watch us grow.
So cool.
Mr. Farhad and Mr. Hushang visit even when there isn't a show going on. And they always tell us lots of entertaining
Like, it has a meaning to
stories.
everybody here.
Even Inaya wants to stay with us. And she's starting to look forward to a new future. Zubair Theater exists for them. For every single one of us.
Perhaps Zubair Theater has provided you with a multitude of positive emotions and experiences. However, you have misconstrued something, young.
Okay, what is it?
The interpersonal relationships you speak of were established upon normal theater operations. Sheikh Zubair operates the theater for his livelihood. His employees work for their wages, and the audience comes to enjoy performances.
Yeah, but this is the problem. You're seeing it as just like, oh, as that's the proper meaning for this. Yes, it's a way to make a living, but it's also like it can be both. Art can be a product and also be art.
Relationships are merely a byproduct in this exchange of interests. They may be pleasant and captivating, but they can only ever be secondary.
I will beat you up.
When scholars collaborate to solve difficult problems, we freely share our knowledge and resources with one another as if we were all kin. However, this collaboration ends after the results of our work are published.
What? What?
The reason is simple. We are scholars.
What?
And there are new projects that await our attention.
What? You release your work and then you don't talk about it afterwards or everyone else because you're working on something else? I should win the debate. Nilou should win the debate right now. That's the... But how do you even get better at your work if you can't discuss it after it's released? After a work of any work, even if it's a document or a scholarly document, it still should be like read and talked about afterwards to see how good it is. The general public should also have a say. Oh my god, man!
He really doesn't think much of relationships. Paimon also thinks he did a lot of prep.
I don't agree with his point here, though, Paimon. I think he's very wrong.
Sharif's argument is currently the more persuasive of the two.
Oh, really?
This point of contention.
He just literally said, I don't listen to what people think about my work after it's done. We don't talk about it. That's, to me, once you release it, that's like the point where like it gets like even if it's like a scholarly document or something that's like a research document, it is still like after it's released, people even who do research documents should want to see how other people interpret it outside of it. You're in an echo chamber, you're in a bubble.
The continuance of the interpersonal relationships Nilou spoke of remains hypothetical before the theater's demolition, whereas the situation that Sharif described has been well documented at the academia.
And who controls the documents? Who does that? Who controls the documents? Your Honor, the vibes right now are getting very strange. Who controls the documents? Tell me.
The academia has made significant academic contributions, in no small part due to its researchers' efficiency and ability to compartmentalize.
Oh, that's great.
Oh no, what should we do? Things are going in the opposite direction.
Get him, Nilou, get him. I think I nearly broke my chair.
So Nilou's got him?
Good. He said what he said. The next argument could decide this debate.
I just kicked him in the shin and we all jumped him.
But is this really the best thing to do? It might be too cruel to Inaya. She already agreed to this. She wants to win, no matter what. Me too. Mr. Sharif believes that interpersonal relationships are a byproduct of working towards a goal. Once that goal is achieved or abandoned, those relationships would have no more reason to continue. Then, if someone has failed to live up to his expectations...
If someone has failed to live up to your expectations and ran away from home, then she shouldn't be your daughter anymore.
Oh my god, right? Inaya.
Inaya.
What a freaking line.
Sorry, Nilou. As expected, I should be the one to say it. You don't need to shoulder this responsibility for me.
I have chills everywhere.
If in your eyes, the purpose of my existence is to become your academic successor.
Oh my lord.
And that, by your
I
logic,
didn't mean to skip. I'm sorry, guys.
that means there is no more reason to sustain our relationship as
Holy
father.
hell, man. That's like making me
and
feel a lot
daughter.
of ways.
Members of the audience who do not belong to either debate party, please speak with caution.
Let her speak. What she does not say, Nilou will.
No matter how many disagreements we've had, the truth is that you are still my father. You're so immersed in your own world, you can't understand why we come together for the sake of relationship.
So good. The idea, it's like polar opposites ideals, and it's all like through his own daughter.
Yeah, don't look down on
Tell
us.
him.
You can watch a dance anywhere, but there's only one Zubair Theater.
Oh my god, yes. Just like you can get 1,000,001 scholarly articles, you know? But there's only one boy genius.
I'm almost starting to feel sorry for this guy, what with the idiotic things he said.
Get him! Get him!
Order! Order! Members of the audience, do not interrupt debate proceedings.
I confess that this is the final argument we had prepared. Disown me.
Oh
and
my
you will win the
god!
debate. But before that, Father, I have some final words to say. I've been doing some soul searching. Not about whether I should have run away from home, but whether there was any point to my personal rebellion against you. I kept trying to earn your approval, but I only disappointed you over and over. The truth is, I ran away from home as a means to vent my recurring frustrations. That is to say, I was exerting pressure on you and hoping you'd give up on your
100%. And this is like, and
expectations.
it's so mature to admit this. Like, you know, like she didn't want to run away. She wanted to change his perspective and hope that like she cared about him and he cared about her enough to like go after her.
But by doing that, wasn't I just doing the same thing as you? I won't force my expectations upon you anymore. At Zubair Theater, I have found the life I've always
Yes.
wanted. I will move on from my family troubles and strive towards my new goal. But if you dare to harm this place, then I will stand with my friends here.
Oh my god,
and
she's great.
fight
She's great.
against you.
She's great.
This is not the time to space out, Sharif. The debate is still
You can't
underway.
give you cannot give people words of encouragement.
You already consider them to be your friend.
Of course.
You should be asking us that question.
Oh yeah.
Of course we
Oh, this is so sweet.
Miss Inaya is a really
Oh
good
my
friend.
god, this is so good.
It was a bit of a process, but we won her
Even
over.
he's saying this.
Make no mistake. All those who come to Zubair Theater become one of us. We will always be with her.
Heck yeah.
Such puerile simplicity. However,
However, what? Everyone waiting for an
it is
answer.
surprisingly a relief.
Huh?
Wait, what are you... never mind.
They left?
Is he relieved that his daughter has found a place that actually, like, I don't know.
Does that mean we've won?
Of course.
We won?
Man, oh my god, this feels so good. It's so, like, incredible what they were able to do with this story. It really does feel like a little family. Inaya was also brilliant. Look at this little crowd here. You did so good, guys.
I relaxed for a moment and I feel a little
Heck yeah.
faint.
Okay, it's okay. Sit down.
It looks like he still has a place for her in his heart.
Yes, 100%.
Terrific work, Nilou and Anaya. They likely won't cause any more trouble for us.
Didn't know you could get so fierce. I have a lot of newfound respect for you two.
This really took a lot out of me, though. I don't ever want to do this again.
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't have to. Debates can be so boring, you know?
Both Miss Nilou and Miss Inaya were so cool.
Yeah, they were. They were cool.
Should we throw a second round of celebrations?
Let's do 10 more. Let's do 10 more. The curtain finally falls on the debate amidst the euphony of cheers. You okay, Anaya? Oh, Anaya's a Paimon!
Do the debate, you said that you found a new wish. What was it?
I actually want to learn how to dance from Nilou.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's a great wish. But with your shyness, are you really going to be okay going up on stage?
I'll try my best. Nilou wasn't born an expert either.
No, for sure. For sure. But like dance does take a lot of coordination and so much work.
Oh, it's you.
Feeling any calmer?
Yes, I feel a lot better. The more I think back on everything, the more surreal it all feels. I don't think I could repeat what I did a second time.
All of our preparations paid off?
Yes, and it's all thanks to you.
Now that I've heard everyone else's stories, I want to hear yours.
I see.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
You mean
super
how
interesting.
fate brought me to the theater,
Also, I can get
right?
behind anyone who like is right in front of your face and still does a little wave. That's so sweet, you know?
Then I'll have to tell you about my teacher who Mr. Zubair had mentioned. Mr. Zubair opened his theater when I was still a child. There was a beautiful dancer, and from the moment I saw her, I couldn't look away. I thought to myself, the gods must have blessed her with such talent. But later on, she would actually smile down at me and say, just the opposite, in fact.
The opposite?
Yeah. She said, dance is an art born from toil. It isn't a gift from the gods, but a creation
That's
by
actually
our
pretty
own
cool.
hands.
The idea that like the dance comes from yourself and the work you put in.
It is a beautiful thing born from our life experiences. Whenever there is joy or something to be celebrated, people will dance.
Beautiful.
In other words, any place where people can effortlessly begin a dance will for sure be filled with the blessings.
Look at Paimon with an eye in
everyone's
the background,
happiness.
look. Yeah, this is such a great way of your teacher was very smart.
She wasn't looking for flowers and applause. All she wanted was to see her audience smile.
Not the same thing at all, right? Right? Not the same thing at all. But when I upload a video, when like that's why like you know every once in a while you get rude comments, right? I mean, when people are like, "Hey, don't read comments." Man, like my favorite thing about videos is like when I upload a video is like when I see someone will timestamp something and be like, "This was really funny," or someone will be like, "Oh, I love this reaction to this," "Oh, I loved how you did this," "This here is great," or "This is really good," "Oh, you said this and I agree with this," and like to me, it's like that feeling is like no other. It's like that connection with your audience is so good.
Right. The same as what Mr. Kasani believes. I was completely moved by what she had said, so I started taking dance lessons from her. And later on, I began to dance here in her stead. Before she retired, she told me, for as long as you live, never forget what dance means to others.
Yes, what it means to other people as well.
This is why Mr. Zubair and I never intended to listen to the academia. Even though it ended up causing everyone a whole lot of trouble, thankfully, everything worked out in the end.
Looks like you don't have to worry anymore.
Although, I do have a small regret.
Inaya?
Yeah. Even though she has already decided to stop fighting with her father, they never managed to have
True.
a real conversation with each other. Before he left, Mr. Sharif looked like he had a lot on his mind. He probably has a lot of things he wants to say, but will now perhaps never get a chance to.
It's a shame, but I think it's also like saying it might be for the best because I do think that sometimes clean cuts can be good, especially like I think the time apart now that he realizes what position she's coming from finally, could actually be a good healing point as well.
Yeah, but I still hope
Yeah.
that things can change. It never
That's
hurts
my
to have
perspective too.
hope. You and Paimon are more than welcome to keep attending our shows.
Oh, any day. Nilou, you're awesome.
Who knows? Next time, you might see Inaya on the stage.
It'd be great. That was freaking awesome. Is this the end of the story?
About Inaya?
Oh, no, it's not.
Let's be sure to come back often. Who knows? Maybe things will have worked out for
That's
her.
pretty interesting. Usually it would end there, right? But I have no problem, like, having a bit more time. So the day after tomorrow at, like, what was it? Wait, what time was it? Wait 2 days later from 8 o'clock. So we actually... So let's go as far as we can go then, first of all. So we might have to wait a bit more after this then as well. To like 8. Oh! I was like, what happened? I genuinely thought the game crashed for a second. I got so worried. Oh, she's doing her dance? Heck yeah. Absolutely heck yeah. She's so good. She's actually so talented. She can have a speech. Everyone's loud clap. Everyone's loud clap. Special occasion.
Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to our
Oh
newest
man.
member, Hinaya.
I'm so happy.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Anaya.
She'll be dancing for us from now on. So please, give her your support.
Yeah, it's so good.
Hinaya's taken her place on the stage. Oh, Paimon wonders how she'll look when she starts dancing. When you stop and think about it, happy endings like this sure.
Oh my god, Paimon said it. Paimon hit the nail on the head. This was probably the most uplifting story quest we've had in a long time. A lot of things came to make it happen, yeah.
Efforts, everyone's wisdom, Inaya's determination.
And Sharif's mercy.
Huh? What do you mean by that? You do have
He was still very rude. He was still incredibly rude.
The whole demolition thing was going overboard, but he really could have banned
They're so happy,
Nilou
look.
and the others from dancing. If he really wanted to be ruthless, he could have done some real damage, even without winning the debate. Oh well, it's not like we can understand how people like him think. Let's focus on.
I mean, she's right. He could have done a lot more. Enough of him for now, though.
Wait.
Oh, I actually didn't expect him to come back.
Isn't that Inaya's father?
It is. Bro, your daughter's great.
It's you two. I don't have much to do today, so I just came to look around this place.
Dude, you want to see your daughter. You want to apologize. Do it.
Are you looking for Inaya?
No, I am simply here to watch a performance. There is no need to trouble her.
Shouldn't you be busy? That's such a good way of like saying like you're not working.
Well, I was for a time. My loss at the debate caused quite the loss of face for the academia, so there was a period of unrest. I used this opportunity to suggest that my superiors temporarily suspend me from duty. Otherwise, the rumors would probably persist for even longer.
Suspended from duty?
Yes, I am temporarily unemployed. However, I now have an abundance of time, so I can afford to come here and watch a show. I admit that I do not understand the magic that this theater possesses, but my curiosity has been piqued. I still cannot forget that young lady's perseverance. Inaya would almost certainly mature in the presence of such a person.
So you're still concerned about your daughter?
There are no parents who do not worry about their children. I suppose she managed to hit a weak spot of mine. Never mind. I do not have the right to say that.
You're already here, so you might as
Yeah,
well
apologize.
go see her.
This is the time.
No, that is not necessary. I will take my leave after the show concludes.
Actually, I think the time to apologize is like a little while from now, while she settles in and she, I feel like emotions are high.
Do not tell her that I was here.
Did Nilou see him? Nilou saw him. Oh.
Come on. Who knows if you'll get a chance like
Oh,
this
Nilou,
again?
I'm gonna cry. Stop. Oh, it's pushing her along. Top 10 sweetest things that can happen.
You said you were going to make peace with your past. Show your father how much you've grown.
Getting a cutscene like this, though.
Don't be
Dude,
nervous.
apologize to her.
Everyone
Apologize.
at Superior Theater has your back.
Apologize.
Hey.
Oh my god, her animations are so good.
We should give them some space.
You sure they'll be okay?
Oh, the concern.
No, but
The music.
I think we should have
Oh my god. This game is the best.
Ah, yes, Inaya.
Come on, bud.
I have something for you.
What's that?
I'm still learning. It's hardly a masterpiece, but it's yours.
Oh, the music. I'm done. Oh no. The music.
You don't have to take it. It's fine.
Dude.
Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
Let's have a heart-to-heart. Father.
So much.
Like father, like
Oh my
daughter.
God.
They're both so awkward with their feelings.
The music was so beautiful. The way they played it during that cut, like it was so well directed. Like it made me feel so. I'm in bits.
Yeah. She probably would have snuck away as well if I didn't
Oh
drag
my
her back.
God.
Do you think they'll be able to reconcile?
I'm not sure. A complete reconciliation may also not be the best thing for them right now. All those years of arguments and misunderstandings can't
No,
be
it's
settled
for sure.
overnight. It might be best if they continue to keep some distance for now.
Yes, she's so smart with this. This is what I was saying. Like keeping let things rest, let things, but I think, maybe like getting a little bit of like a talk in here now as well. Because here's the thing, like I go on the Final Fantasy X argument all the time where it's like, yes, it's not about forgiving your bad dad. Sometimes children just like have this thing where they're like, I need to like reconcile. You know what I mean?
But no matter where their hearts and bodies may be, they will always
Oh my
be
God.
family.
Like it was so weird because like that music with that scene, like it built up inside of me now, right? Obviously, like I wasn't like it wasn't this feeling of like, oh, I don't want to bawl right now. It was more just like this feeling of like I was getting tingles all over, like my eyes were welling up. It was like so well directed.
All I wish for them is to be able to one day tap into the warmth of that bond. Oh, by the way, everyone's really thankful to you for helping out with the
No
debate.
problem.
So we made you a little something. Hope you'll like it.
Oh my God. Okay, I have to start doing the.
Isn't this Zubair?
Oh my God, I have to start doing the teapot.
Whoa, this is amazing. It's so detailed and polished.
We've also never made anything this complicated before. Mr. Zubair and Mr. Kasani took charge of the design, while Inaya and I made all the little pieces with the help of others.
It's really sweet.
Miss Rekar and Miss Nadia made and assembled the centerpiece. As adventurers, you two will doubtlessly travel to many more lands and see many more things.
Heck yeah.
That's why we hope that your time at Zubair Theater will become a fond memory of your journey.
Man,
You two are welcome back
I love this
anytime.
place.
We'll come back and watch you dance whenever we get the chance.
According to the custom, I should drop from rallies and just accept it. That's a great way of ending it.
You're welcome. And there's no need to be so polite. You learned fast.
Heck yeah.
Come on, take it. This is the story of
Oh.
you and me. It's a tale that I'll never, ever forget.
Oh my. Jesus, this game. Man, that was so good. What an ending. Holy hell, that was so good. Our time, it's just like, oh, this is a story of me and you. Heck yeah. Because it's all about stories. The stories we're telling along the ways on our journey. We're going to keep that with us forever. Every person we meet, every connection we have can be like funneled through the idea of like what this theater is. Those emotions we feel, how we make other people feel. Oh my freaking God. Guys, that was awesome. That whole story quest is awesome, and I appreciate it so much you guys always supporting this series. To conclude what I feel about that whole story, I still think that, like, the dad was being very rude. He's very poor, very bad. I cut out 2 parts of this video just because I feel like I kind of like spoiled Final Fantasy X, at least like close to the ending of Final Fantasy X. When really like I was just trying to talk about the themes of Final Fantasy X because it's a different story, but I feel like it's actually very good to like in my mind to relate something that is one of my favorite games of all time. But I don't want to spoil anything of Final Fantasy X because I really want people to play that game. If you haven't played it, it's one of the greatest games ever made. But one of the themes of Final Fantasy X is very different in terms of the story, where like Tidus and Jecht, this father and son, Tidus like follows the same path of his father, but he resents his father. He feels like his father never respected him and never gave him any love. And he really feels like, all he ever wanted was for his dad to kind of just like appreciate him. He looks at photos of his dad in the street. This is like early on in the game where he's like, okay, this guy sucks. And he hears people talking about Jecht all the time and how good he was. And he just wants to like almost surpass him in that way, where he wants to become as good as Jecht so he can be talked about in that way. So at least he doesn't have the appreciation for his father, but he will have the appreciation from the crowd and stuff like this. And he has that. He has the adulation, but even after adulation, he still in his mind is like, I wish I could like talk to my dad. Even though I like hate him, even though he done such bad things, I still want to talk to him. You know what I mean? It's like that way, and I really feel like that's the way I kind of tried to relate to it here, without talking about like towards the end of the game. This is like very early stuff. Like I feel like that's the way I tried to relate to it here, where I'm kind of like saying like, even though it's like, yeah, he did bad things, it's like, okay, if Titus came to me tomorrow about Jecht and was like, hey, I still want to talk to him, it's like, I'm not going to go against that. And again, right here, I'm not going to go against this father-daughter relationship if they want to slowly mend it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I had to cut it out because obviously like I didn't want to spoil one of my favorite games, because I want more people to actually play it. Even though it's a very old game, it's like more than 22 years old, I still would like more people to play it. But yeah, that's the way I relate to it. It's a different story, like I said. It's not like the same story, because obviously in this case, it's like someone following a different path, someone going against like, or trying to live up to her father, but obviously not being able to make herself live up to her father, and trying her best, and eventually just like leaving because she can't take it anymore. I really feel like in the case of like why I use Final Fantasy X as an example is because I was just like, this is how I personally feel about this relationship too, where it's like, look, yeah, did bad things, but it's not my place, you know, to be like, hey, don't talk to him. It's like, okay, with time, maybe there can be some healing. With time, maybe there can be like a reconciliation, if that makes sense. I appreciate that so much. The baby gangster names are like over here on the iPad, but because my usually I read them off the phone, but my phone's not charging us, so let me just get this real quick. Oh, mommy. Okay. What a quest. What a quest. Got an ad from Adidas here. Thank you so much to Tyfire 2, JB Bull, Janet Banana, the Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Eskun, Yuled, Radish, Fruity, Anusta, Shabata Bread, Malcolm Day, V-Mika, Death Trap, and Links Markey. And guys, I'll see you guys for the next episode. Bye-bye.